Yes, good people. Big up to all of you. I appreciate you all finding the time to be with me on this particular edition of the Blue Morning Show. I do hope you're all doing well. Today we have some news items lined up. We'll talk a bit of transfer. We'll talk about Reece James's surgery, and then we'll go into the match preview proper, where we will preview the Chelsea's away game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Look at the games. Talk about players to look out for and the parts of, then we'll do the lineup prediction exercise where we try to predict the lineup the manager will use for the game. But more importantly, I do hope you're all doing well today. I'm not sure whether to use the transfer intro or use the Blue Morning Show intro, but let's use the Blue Morning Show. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show, people. Yes, people, big up to all of you, and welcome back to the Blue Money Show. I do hope you're all doing well, and I really do mean that. And that's why I always say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. Let's see, as usual, we keep it interactive here, so it's important that I say hello to everyone in the chat. The first person in the chat today is a lot of people, Miss Ola, my bro, my New York bro. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Good morning, Coach, and everyone in the community. I appreciate you saying that. And we have the Blue Ball Analysis, which is the YouTube channel of Jerry Z. Sorry for mixing up the names. Hesting, go check out his YouTube channel, click the three dots to his name, and then click on visit channel, and then subscribe. Let him know I sent you. And I want to say Destiny Williams, thank you to you for joining us on Instagram. Please, if you don't mind, keep tapping your screen to help us garner more likes there, so that the Instagram algorithm will push the stream to more people who'll be interested in the topics we have lined up today. Hello to you too, Constantine Dante. Big up to you, brother. Always nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. And we have Chelsea Holic, big up coach, and Control Deck. Control Deck is my other window. He helps me apply some effects as the show progresses. But nice to see you. Thank you so much, brother, for finding the time to join us today. And I'm not quite sure. I haven't seen you in a while, and I hope the case is that you've been busy. And if that's the case, I understand, because bills don't pay themselves. And I want to say also, Carson Smith, thank you for joining us. Please, if you're watching on Instagram, make sure you're tapping your screen. Help us garner more likes there, so that the Instagram algorithm will be triggered and get it to push the stream to more people who'll be interested in the topics we have lined up. Apologies, my phone is going off there. Let's see what else we have here. And my bro, yeah, I want to ask. I haven't actually asked. I hope you're well. We didn't see you yesterday, and that's unusual. You hardly miss shows, but it looks like you're becoming indisciplined, ill-disciplined right now. I'm good, Coach. Sorry I missed last night. Hopefully, didn't miss too much a waffle. Yeah, you didn't miss quite a lot. It was fun. But I hope you're okay. In all seriousness, you don't get paid for participating in the show. I know you enjoy it. And you're an OG here. And our captain, actually, in my opinion, you're the captain of the house now, of the community. And let's see here. I went to sleep early, needed to reach out. It's important. And I believe me, that's how I see it. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And I don't know if we'll have comments from the manager's presser yet. Let me see if that has happened. But I know Constantine Dante will quickly remind me that he's never early. So, but because we have to look at comments, dissect and analyze comments, dissect and analyze comments from his press out to that gives us an idea what the players that will be available. And I have two. Let's tackle these first before other news items we have lined up. Let me open them up. We tackle them quickly. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Yep, the captain of the house. Yep, of the community. I trust you. I trust you, how you deal with situations, how you don't take anything personal, how you seek to de-escalate and not escalate situations. It's out of respect, brother, and you know I mean it. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We'll have 11 likes. Let's see if we can get it to 100 likes today. We can actually do that only if you believe we will. Let's see. Let's address these important items. We will still go back and check if the manager, when we start seeing comments from the manager's presser. This first one here says Enzo Fernandez on the injury list and is being assessed following Tuesday's Carabao Cup tie against Newcastle United. It looks like he's going to be out for a while. And I think his absence may well lead to Cole Palmer playing a bit deeper than usual. Except if Connie Chukwuemeka is available for selection, I think he's capable of playing, fulfilling the Enzo Fernandez role. But that's just my opinion anyway. And then the second item, let's see from that particular window before we move on. Let's see what it has to say there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And let's see. Yep. He says here, let me see what you have here. I hope this is not slow. I have to join on panel on one of these days. I want you to. I want you to. Let's fight you. Big up to you too, Vic. Glad I found you on X, formerly known as Twitter. That made me happy. I didn't know it was you, but I paid attention to the DP and realized that that's our Vic there. Growing is a problem for Enzo. Do you think it's growing? I think they haven't mentioned specifically what the issue is. I think the reports we looked at the last time is everywhere. Nothing specific. Wolves versus Chelsea buffering. Yep, a serious one. Usually, of late, we found it difficult beating them. Ben Chilwell is back in training now, but not fully fit. I'm happy. I think he makes a difference. Even though I'll say this again, I'd pick him over. I'd pick up Marco Correa over him, but Correa is out. It looks like they are rotating on the injury list. One player comes back, and the other player makes way. Not in papers, but yeah, gets injured. Let's see the next item on this particular window. Lists the injured players, update on the injured players, their injury, the injury statuses of all the players we have. The following injury update has been issued ahead of Chelsea's Premier League fixture against Wolves. Trevor Chalobah continued to undergo his rehabilitation program. Ben Chilwell returned to partial team training, so not full training yet. Connie Chukwuemeka continuing to undergo his rehabilitation program. I think the pattern is clear here. Mauricio Pochettino, he's not into rushing players back in a hurry. Marco Correa, he's in the early stages of his rehabilitation stage of recovery following a successful ankle surgery. I didn't know he went under the knife. I'm serious. I didn't know that. Enzo Fernandez being assessed following Tuesday's Carabao Cup tie against Newcastle United. Wesley Fofana continuing to undergo his rehabilitation. Yeah, it looks like my connection, it's being crappy today. I'm not sure why. Let me see if I'll switch it to another channel here. It's oh, not in the best one. So just give me a second. I'm gonna switch up this quickly and come back to you. All right, people, I had to switch the channel of the connection. So let me go back and start from Marco Correa, early stages of recovery following a successful ankle surgery. I didn't know he went under the knife. Enzo Fernandez, I think we've read that one. Wesley Fofana, we do know his story. Reece James, early stages of his recovery following a successful hamstring surgery. Hopefully, that solves that problem permanently and it doesn't go and come back again. And we have Romeo Lavia returned to full training. Some good news there. He has about 5 years. I don't know. Chances are he will get a few minutes against Wolves. That's because we're close to the 10 days the manager told us it would take for him to be fully ready. Nkunku Mudryk returned to full training, so chances are he'd play. Robert Sanchez undergoing early stages of his rehabilitation process. Leslie Gochiko returned to full training. So some good news there. So this is actually not an injury. It's just an update. It's not a presentation of our injury list. But that's by the way. We'll move on from that. Let's see who's following us on Instagram right now. Okay, they come in and they go out. Not too many people there. So let's move this particular window. Ike Chukwunwanne, I appreciate you joining us on Instagram there. If you don't mind, please be sure to follow the account. And also, you can also come over. If you're following the show on X, formerly known as Twitter, or on Instagram, or maybe if you're following the show on Facebook, listen, we will do a Christmas giveaway tomorrow, and you get a chance to win. I'm something big, but it's cash. Cash giveaway for Christmas, but you have to be part of the show on YouTube. So if you don't mind coming over to YouTube and subscribing to the channel and following us, yeah, if you do that, you get a chance. Also, monthly, whenever we can, we do a giveaway for our members who are our students to support them. So that doesn't stop you from continuing to follow the show on Instagram or on X, or maybe on wherever you on Facebook. But if you join us on YouTube, you get a chance to win a cash prize. So let's move on from that. Let's see what people has to say here. We have Chelsea Harlick saying, that's true, coach. I appreciate you joining. It is if it is not growing, then a good cause. The growing is a career irritant. You did say that the first time we talked about that issue. Big up to you too, Walter Moregbe. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Coach, what do you think is what? I think that's not complete. I want a complete statement there to understand what you're saying. 11 players on injury updates, but they're all not injured. Nearly 90% of the names we looked at there, or let's say at least 60-70% of them are back to full training, if that makes sense. 20-324, nice to see you. Big up, my bro, once more. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you joining. Fleb, football is truly for young bones. I think no. I think that's a misconception, in my opinion. Chelsea FC saying jingles. That's my bro. Always nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Jude, Mesole, nice to see you. Please go check out Jude's YouTube channel. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible, and more importantly, help him get monetized. That way he'd be encouraged to produce more videos. Thank you to the 3 new subscribers we got yesterday. Please take a few seconds to subscribe. Let's help him grow. Says, oh no, who's buffering? I was, so I had to switch the channel of the connection of that I was using. It wasn't on the best. Let's see, why can't Stalin never get injured? Oh wait, he has lowest kilometers. One. So you think he doesn't run that much? Is that what you're saying? Hi to you, Eugene. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Coach, what do you think is causing our players to constantly get injured? Is it medical staff? I don't think so. The job of the medical staff is to come in when the player is already injured. If anything, start looking at the physios and the managers. You can say training regime. Yeah. Or could it be extra international games like Nations League, etc., or lack of fitness? It could be both. But you know fully well, I'm not a doctor by any stretch of imagination. I'm not a student, but jobless. Can I be in race for money? I think the Christmas one is for everybody. The Christmas one is for everybody, and not the monthly one is for students only. Yep. So you don't have a problem, okay? You're welcome to participate. That one is for everybody. But if anybody feels like they're making enough money, and I think the money will be do more for someone else, yeah, fine. Compliments of the season, says Usidamen Umoneko. Nice to see you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. I hope you're doing well. Maybe our pitch is too small. I'm not sure. And I'm going to say, go back to the disclaimer I presented to you. I am not a doctor or a specialist by any stretch of imagination. I cannot tell what has led to us having too many players injured at the same time, and it hasn't stopped actually. Yep. So let's start addressing the items we have here. The first one shows Captain Rhys James in the hospital after he went under the knife. Just give me 1 second here. Let me take care of something quickly here. Right, there you go. Rhys James confirms he has had surgery. Get well soon. It was successful. Hopefully, the problem, or you can say, will has been dealt with once and for all, or permanently, for lack of whatever language you prefer. Right there. I hope he gets well soon. Yeah, and as a captain, you should know that not everybody will like you. Not everybody will be happy the fact that you can say on and off the treatment table more than you've played, being available for selection for the club. I think that's the key in Reece James. It's not that mature of yet. I don't think he should be having a go at the fans. Mentioning that he got a lot more hate than love. I don't think he should be going. He should have gone to the extent of mentioning that amount, but that's just me. Let's move on to the next item we have lined up. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And I want to quickly appeal to those of you who are watching, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat. Just know that we appreciate you. And that's because you watching alone does go a long way. But we want to ask you
But
for a BD favor, which is to take a second and drop a like on the stream for us. The more we likes we garner, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered and be forced to push the stream to more people who'll be interested in the topics we have lined up. Sorry, Jerry Z, you wanted to say something?
good morning, coach.
Good
No, I personally think it's good for that Reece James mentioned that because this is a problem in the fan base right now. And why not? He's the captain, he's a proper Chelsea. He should address that because we all ignore that, right? So there is
Yeah, but
people
he addressed it from a personal perspective. If he addressed it
personal
in a manner more, he's advising the fans that it's not okay to do that. But they have every right to do that if they want to, but it's really not okay. But that's just my opinion. You go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, I understand, but the thing is, it's just it's not just one instance. At every instance that the fans are doing this, right? Either it's
Mhm,
performance, a bad result, new recruitment strategy. So rather than understanding or supporting the club in the period of transition, I don't
mhm,
see this support as a whole, right? If we compare to any club, or most of the club, right?
mhm,
Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham. You can see how they are standing for the club even through thick and thin. Of course, there is disagreement, different point of views. Point of view difference is not a problem. But the thing is, if you're always on to your players, criticizing them, or not backing them, what's the point of supporting a club? I don't get it. If you support a club, you support a club. You can always dislike a player, the performance, say that we think he should be sold, it's not good enough. But it goes to an extent which I think through a lens because for me it's easy to see because all of my family support Liverpool. Why I say that? Because they never criticize any player the way we do. They back
mhm,
them, right? So of course I have lived through this. I want to see the same. And it's not just that I'm asking for something different. Even Tottenham, Arsenal, of course, in Man United, there is some stuff going on because of the results, but we go to a way that is, I don't see it around. I was, and I'm noticing this because I'm in the community, in the Twitter space, social media, or YouTube for the last 6 months. Before that, of course, I was with my circle, with my private people. So I didn't notice that. So this is something for the last 6 months is too much that I'm seeing is beyond imagination. What's the point of supporting the club? Why do we need Arsenal, Tottenham, or Man United fans to say anything? Our fans are more hard on our players and the board. So this is all I can say. We can, of course, discuss, give our narratives, but at the end of the day, we should support the club, the players, the manager. Okay, to a point, we can always say that it's not working and this is not making sense. But from the start, we are not supporting that. And I believe it. If I have to use my analytical cap, I can also understand. It's not that I don't, because most of the fan base have lived through the 20 years of Abramovich era. So it's so difficult to see where the club is. I understand that a great successful period, win now mentality to a complete rebuild. But again, we are Chelsea fans. If we don't stand through this time, back the club, at least let's see what is happening. It's not that they are here for 10 years and it's not working. So this is all I wanted to say.
All right, thank you so much for that. Maybe Peach is too small. I don't think that I'm not an expert. I've told you that already. So I cannot, in all honesty, say what the issue is. What has led to us having too many players out injured. It's not his fault. He was made captain. It was Poch's idea. Now you're pointing it out from a different direction. He finally had surgery. OMG, this is good, excellent news actually. Because chances are they've dealt with the problem from its root cause, which means it will never come back again, or maybe it will be difficult for it to come back again. But let's move on to the next item we have lined up here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. This is not the first time I'm seeing this. I think we've seen this before, this particular report, or you could say it has re-emerged because I actually did make a YouTube short because of this news. I think the person I know that will probably know this guy very well will be Tabejo, but he's not here right now. But I've heard a lot of good stuff, and I did ask Tabejo some questions with regards to how good is Usman. He told me very good. And how old is he actually? Let me check quickly the age of Usman Diomande. Just give me 1 second here. I don't know how old is he. I think at most 23. Let me check Usmani Diomande age. Ooh, he's just 20 years old. Wow. Yeah, so Chelsea have made contact with Sporting over a deal for defender Usmani Diomande as they explore centre-back reinforcements in January. And it's just 20. And plus, I heard that Sporting is asking for, I think, around 62 million pounds. So that's a lot of money for a 20-year-old defender. And I don't really think we need reinforcements in the defensive area. You can say we need center backs. Maybe we need a right back and a left back. I'm not too sure of that. Even that. But another center back. Believe me, the key that we all saw during the preseason, what's his name? That's quite on loan now. Was it? I can't quite remember whether he went on loan to Swansea or some other club. He was. During preseason, he was excellent on the ball, reads the game so well, puts in clean tackles. I don't know why we're looking to pay 60 million pounds plus for a 20-year-old defender. I'm not too sure why Poch isn't okay with the centre backs we have. We still have what's his name, Wesley Fofana, who's also an excellent defender. If he stays fit. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but that's why the way we'll move on from that. So it's clear Chelsea has made contact. I have made contact with a Sporting CP, which means we're seriously interested. So, and we're looking to sign him as soon as January. But for that fee that being mentioned, to me, I think it's crazy. Let's go. Wally Waldo is in the house. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join. And Constantine Dante saying that I don't think there's hate. That's a strong word from James. That's why I'm saying I wouldn't go to the extent of presenting it the way he did, but you could argue That's the kid in him. It's not mature enough to understand. Sometimes you don't respond to everything the fans say. You don't generalize. You just you can say, I don't think it's okay. Let's learn to be more positive and all that. I think it's more a frustration from fans. He never, because they all love him. Yep, it's not hate. They all love him. So you're very correct to say, yep, it's more of frustration from the fans than hate. Yep, and you see, I've seen Bobby say he shouldn't be the captain anymore. But now Bobby is one of those praying for him to recover quickly. It's just because you love him, so it's even in our personal lives when somebody you expect so much from that you love to be there for you when you need them. When they aren't there, you get frustrated, and sometimes you show your frustration by things you say. If you get that. So I think this particular comment deserves an applause, and I'll come back to that. James, I think it's more frustration from the fans. He never wanted to have the surgery option before, so he coped. He copped criticism, in my opinion, warranted, long overdue, and shouldn't take it as personal as in my opinion he's taking it. But I like this comment in all honesty. All right, we have Constantine Dante saying, I don't understand this CB fetish. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. But in my opinion, I think clearly Pochettino, maybe he doesn't like some of the CBs we have within our ranks. Maybe that's the case. Maybe he doesn't go well, or he doesn't trust Badiashile, or maybe doesn't. You can say, I don't know. What are we going to do with them? Even with the departure of with imminent departure of Thiago Silva and what's his name? And the imminent sell, a possible sell of Trevor Chalobah, we still have Benwa Badiashile, Levi Colwell, Asa Desasi, Wesley Fofana. That's a 4 center backs. I don't know. We want 5. It just doesn't make sense. And I think if we do that for a 20-year-old, we're sending the wrong message for what's his name? The kid on loan that we saw during preseason and was brilliant in my opinion. So I just don't know. And Dike is saying that Diomande is a decent prospect, but he needs to stay at Sporting for another year. What we need is a right back on loan. Can we start with a striker, really? That's been you can say predominantly our complaint. Let's start with the striker, in my opinion. Then walk down. Our priority should be to sign a striker who's more on the tradition, who's more on the traditional side than a hybrid as number 9. I think that will make a huge difference for us. Very well said about James Coach. That's how I see it. I know a lot of people are not going to like that. I get it. Chelsea fans are known to be very toxic, but that doesn't mean he should be saying that. People, I don't get it. I think that's the immature part of him, because he's still very young. Who does Chelsea boys owe in Portugal? 60 million is immense, for sure. But let's just say it's all speculations at this point. We're not too sure whether that's the price he'd go for. We're not too sure actually right now whether we're truly interested in signing him. For 60 million, you get a world-class mate, a CB. There are lots of them. Yeah, that's a Brazilian actually. What club is he playing for right now? We wanted him at the time, but we didn't push to sign him at the time. That's because he had paperwork issues. Would have been difficult for him to get work permit in England. If this is a Poch transfer, then I have a feeling Poch will play a 3 at the back with a 3 at the back structure. We'll find out. He can do a 3 at the back, even what we have now. Yeah, exactly. We have 2 left center backs. So what is? Yep, and I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on here. We're not prioritizing, for lack of a better language. Big up to you too, Dave031. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you so much. Much love to you. We move on to the next item. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have 21 likes, and I believe we can do better than that. And soon we will get to previewing the Wolves versus Chelsea Premier League game. Yep, let's move on. All right, here's another one. Chelsea have inquired over a deal for Sporting striker Victor Gyokeres, and that is according to Chelsea Dodgers, quoting Nizaki Seller. And we've heard before the Sporting unwilling will not let him go for anything less than 100 million euros. That's still a lot of money. And I'm going to say something I've said before. If it's going to cost that much money, then I'd rather we use that money to buy a striker who's done it for more than just a season. That's not me saying because Gyokeres played in the championship last season. That's not me saying he's not good enough. But I'm just saying, you can say there's still a lot we don't know about him. We've seen players who's performed exceptionally well. I can't pronounce that word. Exceptionally well in the first season in the top flight league, and then falter in the second season, depending on the club. They ended up joining. But that's just my opinion. I think would pay that much money for him? I'd say no. I'd say the club will probably look for a more experienced player. You could say a player that's done it for you could say at least 3 seasons and not just a single season. But that's just my opinion anyway. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Thank you so much. We move on to the next item, but I want to hear you. What do you make of the fact that we're inquiring over a deal for Sporting CP informed striker Victor Gyokeres? Do you think it's a deal that makes sense, or do you think we should look elsewhere? People having a conversation there, and Shama is saying Gyokeres is very good, but not 100 million. He was linked with Everton last season for 35 million. Here's the thing. I think we should stop, you can say, we should try and do away with the habit of mentioning how much a club signed a player, or comparing that with how much the club in question is asking. Why am I saying that? And that's because had Chelsea gone for Gyokeres when he was still in the championship, our fans will be complaining. So now Sporting CP, they've signed him, they've nurtured him, they've you can say they've given him the platform to show that he's actually good to play in the top flight with a big club, and now we want him. So it's not our business how much they paid for him. That's my opinion. And I'm going to go back to reminding you that had Chelsea gone for him when he was still playing in the championship, will all be a lot of the, you can say majority of the fan base will not be happy. They'd be complaining and asking, and we'll be asking the question: why didn't we go for Simhem? Why didn't we go for Vlahovic? And all the top strikers you can mention. So now Sporting wants 100 million. They have every right to ask even for 300 million because they gave him the platform to become the player he is today, in my opinion. But we move on, and Wally, what they're saying. His release clause is 100 million. So, that's it. You have to pay that. You have to pay that to secure his signature. So it's as simple as that. It's 100 million. Why would Sporting budge from that? Wouldn't make sense if they accepted less. It would not in any way make sense. So you see that we'll pay that or forget it. I didn't even know actually he had a release. He has a release clause on his current contract. So you see that we'll pay up or shut up or move on to someone else. But I'd rather we spend that much money on a player that's proven that he's not a one-season player. Because right now, if anybody argues that that's the case with Victor Gyokeres, it's a legit argument, and that's because he hasn't done it for 2 seasons or beyond the season. But there's a good player in him for sure. But for 100 million, I'd say let's not do that, please. Stupid if we go for this kid at redonkulous actually. Of 100 million for this kid, for him. How old is he actually? Gyokeres' age, let me check. Gyokeres, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Gyokeres' age, he's 25. Oh, so he's mature. He's 25. He's no, I wouldn't call him a kid compared to the age of players who are signing. Let's see what else we have here. James should be apologizing for choosing the surgery option quite late. But all the same, we love him. We love him, but I don't think he owes us any apologies. I'm just for me, maybe it's because I'm more mature than he is. I paid attention to the choice of words he used in his statement. He doesn't actually have to mention the negative aspect. Just tell us how. I know you're all concerned. I know you're all frustrated. But here's the thing: I am. It pains me more than it does to you. But I promise you, I will come back better. Something to that. No need. But that's. I'm gonna say this again. That's the key down in him. That's the child in him because he's still a kid. He's not that mature for him to have gone to the extent of saying he's got more hate than love. But like Constantine Dante mentioned, yeah, people are frustrated. Yep. Hi everyone. To me, Dio Oluwa, me nice to see you, brother. Big up to you all. Kachila, my boss. How you day now? I not go complain, brother. I've been day well. God day my side. Yeah, so I appreciate God. Yep, any day above ground is a good day. But more importantly, nice to see you, Tamidayo, my Niger, bro. God bless you. Let's see what else we have next here. Who is this Nizaki seller just for clicks? I don't think so. I think most of the times actually he's been correct. I think people trust him, and that's why you see a lot of the ex or formerly known Twitter journals quoting him severally, quoting him again. Just 1 second here, quoting him. So they trust him, and I think I've started trusting him too. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the stream. The likes do go a long way. And this is saying, honestly, I'd rather us go all in for Simem. I feel the same too. And can we try and keep the topics aligned? Because switching between one topic to another, it can be energy draining. And I'm not a machine, by the way. Eugene is saying 4-3-3 structure. Inaki, Pena, Matthias Oliveira, left back, and Theo Hernandez, center. What? Theo Hernandez. Okay, left back Theo Hernandez and center back Romero, another center back Dalit. You're talking about Diego Dalit. Right back Gyokeres, Valencia, Valverde, CM, Paquita, okay, or AM Mbappe left wing, and you. So, which means we'll be changing the entire team. We'll be doing another clear out. I mean, we have every right to dream, but I don't see this happening. I don't see the club doing another clear out. If Pochettino, in my opinion, he's not okay with what we have and he's asking for another clear out, I think they'd fire him in a heartbeat. But this 11 unsell some players. I don't see that happening. Are you feeling okay? You did ask him that question. Yeah, I'm glad to see Benchua back. Partial training to be specific. There, he's not back in full training. Let's see what else we have here. Hello, everyone. Happy holidays to you too, Chama. You can use a specific word. I do celebrate Christmas, so yeah. Um, I'm not offended if you say. I will not be offended if you said that to me. But nice to see you, Queen of the community. I appreciate you finding the time to join, and I hope you and your kids are doing well and enjoying the holiday season. And we have a lot of people, Mr. saying, even if I wanted to be wasteful max, I would pay for Victor. Victor is 35 million. If Poch said Matson was good in the championship, and that is completely from EPL. So yeah, the same judgment maybe, for lack of a better language. But here's the thing. I know that Victor Gyokeres is a good player. But do I think we should pay 100 million euros his release clause? Which, in fact, if that's the case, truly the case, that's ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous. It's ridiculous, in my opinion. Let's move on to the next item. We have lined up people, 25 likes, and we are 43 minutes into the show. We should be doing better than that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's see. And some statement I looked for yesterday that I haven't found, the official statement from Chelsea Football Club, which you can say, which shows they've rejected the new Super League format. Probably, let's just leave it at they've rejected the new Super League, if that makes sense. Liverpool also has, they've done the same this particular morning. Let's see. That's another news I think we should look at. Just give me 1 second here. Then I'm going to look for the club statement also. Just give me a second. I'll be right back with you. But this particular statement again, released by Fabrizio Romano 2 hours ago, says Eddie Howe on Lewis Hall Dale. Chances of Hall staying at the club on long term. A question. Absolutely, his transfer is complicated and he hasn't quite hit the criteria, but he's part of our long-term plans. He's working well. That's some boohoo there. I don't think he likes him. Or maybe they're prioritizing a transfer of other players, or you can say in areas where they feel like they should be prioritized, and that's how I see it right now. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We will move on to the next item in a bit. Let's go. Choma, Merry Christmas to you too from Constantine Dante. I hope you're doing well. Let's move on to the next item. Right, this one right here says Mauricio Pochettino may enter the market for a midfielder, but that is considered a lower priority than signing a forward or a defender. Pochettino could use 19-year-old midfielder Andrea Santos instead. I just don't understand what's going on. I don't think we need to sign another midfielder. Let's count. We have Andrea Santos, we have Cesare Casade, we have Leslie Ugochukwu, we have Enzo Fernandez, we have Moises Caicedo. I think I'm missing. We have Romeo Lavia, that's 6. Probably missing another one. We still have Conor Gallagher because he can play in there. We still have Connie Chukwuemeka too, and also play in a different position. So that's like 8 in total. I just do not understand. It just doesn't make any sort of sense to me. I don't know. What are we doing? This has gone from you can say acquiring talents to stockpiling talents, and it just doesn't make sense. I don't know. I'm confused right here. Maybe he's looking for more experienced midfielders, or maybe I just don't know. It's because if they sign, even if they go into the market and sign new players, experienced players for him specifically because he wanted them. What if he ends up not? If they end up not extending his contract at Chelsea, then you get a manager that chances are the manager will not like those signings. And I think I'm seeing signs that chances are we're going back to the behavior that led to us having too many players on our books last season, which was an issue, and he was one of those that complained about the size of the squad. So I'm not too sure what we're doing here. It's not like we've not been good in the midfield area. We've been good. Our biggest problem is that we've not been putting away chances. So what is going on here? I just do not understand. But let's see what he does. They will loan him again on a lower fee. Barcelona, we've heard, wants him on loan. I would like more experienced players. This is not an academy. We want to win now. Okay, let's see how they handle that. Poch needs to take it easy on the red wine for his decision making. His I want to go to heaven, man. Lavia, Enzo, Caicedo, Connie, Connor, Ugochukwu, Santos, Casade. The list goes on. Yeah, exactly. So, what is this? I just don't understand, in my opinion. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes still go a long way. And we do have how many likes? We have 27 likes. We should be doing better than that. Not gonna lie, Gyokeres celebration costs 50 million. So let's move on to the next item we have lined up here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Let's go. There you go. Now we get to the game proper. We have to find Chelsea versus Wolves versus Chelsea to start previewing the game. And while you wait for the window to load, I want to ask you this question: are you looking forward to this particular game, or do you think with win? Do you think it ends in a draw, or do you think they beat us? Let's hear you. Whatever you think the outcome will be. Let's hear you. It'd be interesting to see what you have to say. I'm waiting. There you go. This particular game right here that's the one we will be previewing this morning. And pardon me, I have to take a sip of my coffee before I lose my voice. Let me see what Constantine Dante has to say there in a bit. Let's see. He says, Coach, you won't go to heaven for saying Poch. I didn't say that. you never know. Even if we're going by what 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 we have in the Bible, we've been told that you can actually sin by just thinking about it. Yeah, but that's a different argument for another day. So let's move on. We'll start as usual. Let's vote and see what the majority of football fans which of the teams the majority of football fans believe will carry the day. Of course, I'll go with Chelsea without even looking at the numbers and trying to figure out what the numbers say will happen. 66% thinks it will be a Chelsea win. 22% thinks it will end in a draw. No, 12% thinks it will end in a draw, and 22% thinks believes that Wolves would beat Chelsea Football Club. And that's a total of 12,816 votes. That's a lot of that's a good sample size, and chances are that will not, even if we get like 100 to 80,000 votes, I don't think that changes. That's because on paper we have a better team, and yeah, other reasons too. Let's see what else we have here. Injured and suspended players. We don't have any suspensions. If anything, we have lots of injured players. Let's see what it says here. What about for tapping coach heaven? Maybe I don't. Not too sure, but if the Bible tells you that even you can actually sin by thinking about something, Wolves beat Man City. Yeah, but this is a new game. And Editing Brooks, thank you for joining us on Instagram. And my bro and CFCOG was also there on Instagram. I appreciate you all. Let's see, Wolves beat Man City, but they've been in awful form of late, in my opinion. But we'll look at it in a bit. For them, they have Pedro Neto out. Will be out for a few days. Jose Sa and Jose, they have Joe Hodge out early January 2024. But I know Pedro Neto. A good thing is out. But here's the thing: I've said this a thousand times. I'd rather we faced a full strength opponent than face a depleted opponent. Usually I get concerned, and that's because Charity FC is well and truly in existence, if you understand what I mean there. But let's see. That's weird. I put a Santa emoji, but on your screen appears a different weird. I think the screen doesn't interpret it doesn't interpret emojis very well. Yeah, some cases actually it turns to the codec, or for lack of a better language there. Let's see what else we have here. For us, we no need to even mention Wesley Fofana until 2024. Trevor Chalobah a few days. I don't know whether he gets to play for Chelsea again. Romeo Lavia doubtful. Chances are he makes his debut for Chelsea Football Club and gets a few minutes, just the same way the manager did. The same thing the manager did with Christopher Nkunku. Robert Sanchez late January. Reece James, we know his case, he just went under the knife, will be out until early April of 2024. Nkunku Mudryk a few days, so which means I don't think he plays against Wolves. Gyokeres will not play against Wolves. Leslie Ugochukwu, doubtful. That's a good status. That's a good sign. Chances are he may well get a chance to play against Wolves. Enzo Fernandez, unknown date, so probably still need subsequent assessments to figure out how long he'd be out. Connie Chukwuemeka doubtful, that's a good sign. Ben Chilwell doubtful, that's a good sign. I think things are looking better for us in terms of players we have out injured. So let's look at for them. The top scorer is Wang. He scored some good goals for them. He has how many goals in total? 8 goals. Wow. 8 goals in total. And Nicholas Jackson has 7 goals in total, and Wang has 2 assists. Nicholas Jackson 1 assist. Matches played, Nicholas Jackson has played 16, and Wang has played 17 matches. So we'll look at head to head. I think the last thing we'll look at will be the insights. So let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 38 likes, we should be doing 28 likes, we should be doing better than that. And if you're a moderator, please keep reminding people to please keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Prayer for CFC players to continue winning momentum. Desmond Muretai, they say prayer changes things. Hopefully, okay, it works. or come on, coach, we beat a Sheffield at the bottom of feeders so easily. Woes will be a breeze. Here's the thing. There's been some. I think we've won some games. Which you could argue show some games that show maybe we're starting to overcome the Charity FC issue. That may well be the case. But let's see what happens anyway. I can't say that until we do that consistently. Bluebird analysis. You see, I didn't even realize you're here. Big up. He's no longer on the panel. He's gone. He didn't even let me. He was going. But that's fine anyway. We move on. I like interacting with you. More importantly, apparently Enzo was throwing up before the Newcastle game, and then why did the manager start him? It just doesn't make sense. Just like the same thing that Graham Potter did with Mykhailo Mudryk. He told that he had a bug too, or had a fever, and then he started him in a game. So when he played badly, he started making excuses. It just doesn't make sense. If you know a player isn't fully fit, don't start them. And Rich Money Maker, nice to see you, brother. Hi, coach. I am back with more useful information again soon. Big up Chelsea, Chelsea to you and the panel. Big up to you too. I appreciate you finding the time to join. And Constantine Dante. Also, Badia Chile, I thought he looked bad at start of the game. Remember, I was saying something off with him. Here's the thing, I think he's fine now. I think he's an excellent defender. And given his age, would still see a few of those you can say mistakes, and some of them could lead to us will most definitely lead to us conceding goals. But there's an excellent player in him. His ability to read the game, his ability on the ball, his passing range. I think we've signed us an excellent player in him, and we'll look back and be asking how much did we pay for him actually. And it was either him at the time, him or was the Croatian international that now plays for Manchester City. It was either him or, come on now, why am I losing it this particular morning? Him or Vadio, but we chose him, and I'm glad we chose him. He's taller, better aerially, in my opinion. He has better passing range, in my opinion, also. But glad we signed him. Mudryk said to me, have Arsenal ever won the Champions League? He would tell you no. I think he knows. He's well acquainted with the banter. I was being sarcastic. Okay. Let's see. Badi also told he was sick and still started him, and look what happened. Wow. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. So let's look at team form. The last 5 games: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are in a better form right now because we won 3 and lost 2, and they won 1, drew 1, and lost 3. So let's see how many goals they scored in the 5 games. They scored 2 here, 1 here. That's the 3, and 1 here. That's 4. That's 5. 5 in total. And how many goals have we scored in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games? I don't know whether the penalties count. But let's count the penalties too. Yeah. Let's just count. Let's count it. Let's count it as 1 because yeah. Let's count it as 1. 1 there, 3 in total. 4. And then 7 in total. So we scored more than them in our last 5 games. So how many did they concede? They conceded 5, 6, and 9 goals in total. Wow. They conceded 9 goals. They conceded, okay, 5 here, 6 here, 9 goals in total in those games. So for us, we considered a 2, 4, 6, yep, and 7 in total. So they considered more than us, and what we've also scored more than them. That's a good sign. But let's look at the insights. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along. We appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. 30 likes. Come on now, people. We should be doing way better than that. But still, I appreciate 30 likes. So here's an applause for you guys. All right, so let's see what else we have lined up here. Nkunku should be subbed off in seconds. So I'm not sure what to make of this comment. So he doesn't get injured. Nemaya, I'm not too sure. I understand that comment right there. Apologies to you. I'm not belittling you, but I'm just saying, yeah, I it's a bit jumbled up, maybe. Big up to you too, Namaya for well. I hope you're doing well. And this is a Tiger Beast. Big up, bro. Big up to you too, brother. Looks like you joined us on Twitter. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. I hope you're doing well. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have 32 likes, but we should be doing way better than that. Much more appreciate you. And Tiger here saying, big up Chelsea perspective of the Chelsea. Yep, Tiger. Yep, all the Chelsea indeed. I appreciate you finding the time to join us, brother. Wolves play 3-4-3. Don't really sit back, quite open attack. So should suit us very well. Okay, let's see. And the blue Tiffany game is in the house. I appreciate you, brother. Nice to see you. Yes, that's me bribing you some way so that you don't disturb my peace while I'm hosting the show. And he says, Coach, I'm gonna snatch that soundboard off of you. Okay. Are you happy now that I gave you two things, an applause, some applause, and plus, yeah, the horn. Like the stream, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We have just 32 likes, and we are 1 hour, exactly 1 hour into the show. We should be doing better than that. Do we have hope of Matson playing left back, or he was just a something for more defensive play? Here's the thing: I do not know. Before we signed him, before he returned from his loan spell at his loan spell on the Vincent Company, I was hoping he was going to be one of our left backs. With that one, either one of Chilwell or Kukurea would leave to make way for him, and that's because he did well. Had how many assists in total? I can't quite remember, and scored a few goals. But I think he played more as a wing back than a full back. But there's an excellent player in him. I just do not know why the manager doesn't see him as a left back. He prefers playing him in a more using him in a more offensive role. During preseason, he actually played him as a 10 and as a winger. So I'm not sure. I can't really answer that question right now. Rich Money, hi, Coach. We need to win at Wolves to move up the table. I don't think a win does much for us. Will we move up? Really? Let's look at the table quickly because I looked at it and I think even if we win, I think we still stay in on in the 10th place for let me just open it, but let me keep getting the comments you have in the chat. So when the window loads properly, then we'll look at the table and see if we win, if it makes any difference. I don't think it does. I think we remain in the 10th place, but we'll look at it in a bit. I've read that one. Let's see what else we have here. Sorry, because I opened another window, is slowing down everything. Much love to you, brother. You know I do love you. Jokes aside. Let's see what else we have. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And we have the bro here, BRZ, saying, I would like to see Matson at the left back position to see Colwell in the center. That will happen. The manager will fix that. How soon? I do not know. But yeah, we all know Colwell isn't traditionally a left back, and because we've had issues in the left back position. That's one of the reasons why the manager has played them there. Wolves have been a somewhat unbeaten, coach, so it will be good to beat low block teams back to back. Yeah, I think the manager looks like he's, you can say, he's trying to figure out a solution that they can use whenever we meet teams that defend deep. But Wolves, I don't remember seeing them defend deep actually, but we'll find out. The way Colwell is playing at that left back, Matson should be an easy choice to give the kid a go. Here's something I'm going to say quickly. I think Colwell, I get it. I think the manager selects him for his just to solidify our defensive line, not because he can offer much offensively, and I think we know that. But let's see what happens here. I also don't understand about Lewis Hall. Why are the conditions to be permanent so unknown? That's because Newcastle at the time they were close to getting into trouble with the FFP, so they couldn't pay us the money for his permanent transfer at the time immediately. They wanted a more, you can say, the sort of contract that they don't have to pay much money at the time to avoid getting into trouble with FFP, and we agreed. I can't quite remember a report put out by Mauricio, what's his name? Fabrizio Romano at the time. It was weird that I was asking question, what sort of contract is this? So I don't understand it either as much as you've done. We don't really move up in the table. We will not actually. I don't think we will. Let's look at it. We are currently 10th, and we have how many points in total? We have 22 points, right? Yeah. So if anything, we'd actually drop, and that's because if we lose and Fulham win, Fulham will go 24 points, so they will go above us. If anything, we'll actually drop to 11th. Yeah. And even if we win, come on, did I click this by mistake? I think I did. Just apologies for that. We get back to that again. Whoosh. What am I doing here? Yeah, even if we win, we're not moving up the table. We'll look at it again. So we'll pay attention to the numbers, to the points for each team while we do that. Apologies. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, we will not actually. We definitely will not
So
move on the
I
table even
completely
if we
disagree.
win.
So
If anything, if we
I will give my
draw,
narrative.
we'll look at it again. Just hold on one second. But go ahead with what you were saying.
I said because
Yeah, go
there is
ahead.
so
Go ahead.
much.
You wanted to say something.
I think with all due respect, the level in
Are you there?
the community is
Go
so
ahead.
low that there's always two ways to look into something, right? So we are always taking taking a look, and I'm not criticizing. Of course, I love you. I'm just saying because we are so scared,
No, it
and
doesn't
we are
matter.
looking in the way that
If we
if we
agree, do you
lose,
think
then
we'll
what
have
will
a
happen?
show?
Yeah, I would rather say, look, if we win against Wolves, then what happened, and paint a different picture. So let me paint a picture which people don't like to see. I don't know why, as a Chelsea fan. So the picture that I want to
Okay, look
paint
at it on
is
the screen again. Look at it on the screen.
yes.
Look at it.
So we beat Wolves. Okay,
Okay, look
it's
at it on the
hypothetical,
screen.
of course.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, okay, okay.
Mhm.
So if you want to finish, you can finish. Then
Look at it
I'll
on the.
tell later.
Okay,
Yeah,
look
I'm
at
also
why I
looking.
said that. That's just the truth. We have 22 points, right? West Ham have 27, and they are above us. So even if we win, we will remain into. We will be 25 points, not even close.
We will
And we've
still be
played
at 10th.
17
Yes, yes,
each.
yes.
But for these guys, they played. Brighton have played 18. Even if we play one more now and it's 18, we'll still be. And we win, it will be at 25. We'll still be here. So my
We will
point is
still
that
be
if
at
we
10th.
lose, I'm not saying we're gonna lose. If we lose and Fulham win, they will come above us and we'll drop to 11. Isn't that correct? Am I missing anything
That
here?
is correct, sir. That is
Yeah,
correct.
that's
That is
the point.
correct.
I'm
I'm
not
not
saying
saying
we're
that
gonna
you.
lose.
No, no, no. And we can even lose. I have no idea. I mean, objection with that. That's
Yeah,
what
go
you're
ahead.
stating is absolutely correct. Sorry if I came in sounded in
No.
another way. I was just
Listen,
saying
I'm gonna
that.
explain this to you.
Yes, sir.
Don't ever think that I will take anything personal if you're presenting your counter argument, as long as you're not insulting my wives or my kids. As long as we're talking about football and you have your opinion, I have mine. I'm not correct, you're not correct. All opinions. And that's why we have a show to have a discussion and come to a sensible conclusion. So don't ever think I will take anything personal. I don't. Go ahead,
All right,
brother.
sir. So the thing, what I wanted to say is, can I continue now?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So we will definitely remain 10th even if we win. But the thing is, so yeah, West Ham is Brighton have already played the game, right? They are 27 points, right? So West Ham will play Man United tomorrow. Let's say if it's a draw, I'm just
Mhm.
getting the middle result. We don't know if United will win or West Ham will win. Let's say if it's a draw.
Mhm.
So Man United will be seventh, and we beat Wolves on Sunday. So the picture that I'm painting is different. We will be at 10th, yes, but Man United will be 7th with 29 points.
Mhm.
West Ham will be 8th with 28 points. Brighton will be ninth with 27 points. What it means is that ninth, 8th, 7th team are respectively 2, 3, 4 points ahead of us, which is absolutely nothing. With 20 games remaining, I want to emphasize that because I'm hearing it's not about you, hearing a lot of junk in the community, a lot of
Mhm.
nonsense to be very honest. So uh, we will be 10th with 4 points behind Man United if these results happen, of course. That
Mhm.
means with 20 games remaining, anyone with a little bit of brain cannot say that Brighton or West Ham or even Manchester United will finish above us. We are already seventh. What I'm trying to say, with only a win and a draw away to catch these three teams. So we are seventh, which all these pictures that the people are saying, oh, we'll finish 10th or 11th or maybe ninth, 8th. What nonsense. Sorry, I'm just being a passionate fan and
Mhm.
realistic. People think I'm dreaming or making things up. We'll see at the end of the season. People don't know me because I'm here. People don't know me what I've done in the last 15, 20 years. You don't have to be famous to be great at anything, right? I don't remember any time I have been wrong with the predictions. So the thing is that we are seventh. I'm focusing on that because May I will come and discuss and sort out each and every person who is making fun of this. We are seventh already. What I mean is 4 points. Brighton, West Ham will not finish above us with 2, 3 points ahead right now. They will not.
But that wasn't my argument. I'm just talking
No, no, I'm
about
not. I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not saying about you, sir. I'm just giving my perspective. So we are
Yeah, I
seventh.
understand. Go ahead.
From there, sixth, fifth, fourth. I'm just saying what this is the narrative going on. So we are already seventh. It's a safe. So we can finish sixth, fifth, fourth. As if we play really good, it's fourth. If or fifth, sixth. At the worst, we will finish seventh this season. This is what I'm trying to say. It's not something horrible. People are looking down on Pochettino as a manager. People are doing looking down on our players, and it's Bobby Roger. Everyone has said the injuries, 7 to 12 injuries. They are completely
Mhm.
ignoring that. If Lavia and Nkunku and these players remain fit, definitely in the next 20 games, we will get more points than Brighton, West Ham, and Man United. At least these three teams. So we are seventh because we will be 4 points behind Man United come Sunday if we defeat Wolves. Now, if we can catch Newcastle or Tottenham, it's another thing. That is still possible. I'm not going there yet. But if we can maybe climb sixth, fifth, fourth, that's I will leave that to what will happen. But it's not as bad as people are painting the picture where we are. I think we are in a decent shape already. We are very close to seventh, being at 10th. This is what I wanted to say.
All right. So you're more. It's more like you're forecasting. You're not discussing about what happens. The based on whatever the outcome of the game will
No,
be. So
no,
you're more
I'm
like
telling the truth that we will be 10th, but I'm not
all right.
forecasting. The
All
truth
right.
is we'll be 4 points behind seven. 4 points is nothing. It's
All right.
absolutely nothing.
In my case, I just consider, like I said, the possibilities out there, and I don't by any chance saying that's not me saying that my team will lose. We need some attacker from that left back. Opportunity to start growing. That whatever you say there, he doesn't have. If Poch starts using left back and right back. We will, we would be cooking, but I feel he will go for the four center backs again. And his thing, I think he's just trying to stabilize the ship. His concern is with the defensive line. But for me, I'd start solving the problem from the midfield area, in my opinion. I hope Lewis comes back, but I don't know because he wanted to go. So I respect his choice and I respect the club's choice for deciding to let him go. Coach, you have the fell sound too. I do have that too. But I want to only use it for the beautiful game. So he better be cautious there. I also think Kukumba was playing better and better before his injury. I was Kukurea, you mean? I was happy with them being the Chile replacement. I'd choose him anytime, any day. Over, I'd choose him over Chile anytime, any day. That was a Jersey, not a JC. Also, the soundboard, don't ever insult the soundboard. Yeah, exactly. Is there a way to be on the panel? You have to hit me up via Twitter, and that's because we don't share a link in the chat. We've had incidents where people hopped onto some of my fellow content creators' shows and yeah, and played X-rated sounds which led to their channel being shut down at the time. I hope you understand. So if you can hit me up via Twitter or even Instagram, I will try and send the link to you. Let's see what else we have here. Let's go for Kunha of Wolves instead. Okay, let's play them first. Okay, I've seen Tiger. Okay, Tiger, I've seen you've messaged me on Twitter, and because this is your first time, if you don't mind being on camera for just a few seconds, you can turn it off whenever you want. Let's see what else we have here. Big claim, my friend. Let's see. It's he's always had faith in the manager. Let's see whether he's correct, and if he'll be correct, I'll surprise him with the gift. Let's see. Victor the Mask Gyokeres are coming in January. You like it or not? I don't like us. He's a good player, but I don't like us paying that much money for him. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Of all the strikers we've been linked with, my preference would be Santiago Jimenez, and that's because he's the more complete of all the players. But Osimhen, he's excellent technically, in my opinion, and can adapt. Jersey, with some spiritual sense, can see the future. We already 7th, then 14th. Two good games in, and people forget all the mistakes. That's football for you. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Yeah, Kunha is a baller. And let's see what else we have here. Gallagher is up for sale in January. I don't think so. Even though Ben Jacobs has said that, I honestly don't think so. But we'll find out what happens. I think Gallagher will still have about 16 around 16 months or 17 months left on his contract in January, and I don't think the club will be in a hurry to sell him. Maybe if he's refused to sign a new contract, maybe. Ederson from Atalanta looks good, same as Casado, and much more cheaper. But I don't think we'll be signing young midfielders like that. Let's see, Ederson, I do like. Just give me a second here. My phone is going off. Maybe I need to shut it off. Sorry about that. Apologies. That's not okay. All right, power off. Let it go off there. Let's see anything else. Let me see what Tiger has to say here. Okay. All right, there you go. Okay, he's ready to make his debut. Victor, Tiger Beast. Let's hear you. So there you go. Let's hear you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. And let's see what else people has to say here. And they're saying Poch is up for sale in January. You're quoting the girl Atlantic. So let's look at head to head here. Head to head, wow, we've played them 16 times. We've won 8 times, drew 4 times, and they won 4 times too. And for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, let's complete it 5 meetings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meetings. It's been tight actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meetings in January 27, 2021. It ended at home 0-0 draw. December 19, 2021, 0-0 draw. At their home, and in May 7, 2022, 2-2 draw at home for us, and then October 8 to 2022, we beat them 3-0 at home, and then in April 8 this year, they beat us 1-0 at their home. Okay, let's see you. Big up to you, Tiger Beast. I appreciate you finding the time to join the panel. And here's your welcome sound here. So,
Big
Tiger,
up, big up.
big up to you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join. And if you're interested, I can actually add you to our panelist group. So whenever we go online,
100%, 100%. That would be my honor, coach. My
all
honor,
right,
coach.
all right. Big up to you, brother. Much love to you. Let's hear you.
Much love
Anything
to
else you
you
want to
from
talk
India,
about?
bro.
Anything else you want to talk about before we go into the match preview still? You won't have anything else you want to talk? Anything you've heard us discuss that you want to contribute to before we continue with the match preview?
Yeah, I mean, I would just want to highlight one of my brothers on the panel was saying that there is a lot of negativity and all that. I'm a realist as a Chelsea fan, coach. So
Mhm.
I just wanna highlight that yes, we have won the last 2 games, right? But that shouldn't cover or overshadow all the mistakes that we have done all this season. That
Mm.
shouldn't overshadow the tactical mistakes that Poch has been doing all through the season. Not playing LBs and not playing fullbacks at the correct position, not using Ian Matson. What has that boy done? What kind of images of Poch that boy has got? What kind of
You,
revenge
you,
Poch
you
is
think
taking?
Matson should be playing?
Yes, I do. I personally
It looks like he got a call. I'll continue catching what we have here and what we have in the chat. Whenever he comes back, you can continue speaking. Whenever you come back, we have
Yeah, coach, I'm
Poch.
sorry.
Okay, go ahead, brother. No worries. It happens to all of us.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. I
No
just put on
worries.
my
Go
phone
ahead.
and switch off. Wait, what good copyright strike to us? The songs are. Anyways, yeah. So I'm a modern channel, so I know all the nitty gritties of how YouTube just messes up with creators.
Hmm.
It's not a very welcoming thing to. Anyways, so I was just saying, yeah. So I was just saying that it's not negativity.
Matson should be playing.
Matson should be rewarded. That guy is good, coach. That guy is
Mm.
not celebrated and rewarded as much as he should be. You see, Ian Matson was one of the stars alongside Gallagher in our preseason, and you would agree with that, right? We all would agree in the Chelsea community.
But not in the
But
left back position.
yeah, but I understood. But has he been better compared to Levy Colwell in the left back position? Hell yes. But
Mm.
still we play Levi Colwell in the left back position, and that just doesn't make sense. And Poch, whenever Poch plays those four CBs, I see a 1-1 scrapey win, 1-1 draw, or maybe a 2-1 victory. We are never confident playing four CBs at the back, and it's not like we are playing four CBs at the back, so we are very strong defensively. We concede like hell from set pieces. He has not still been able to solve the set piece problem. So it's not just negativity out there in the fan base. There is some realistic expectation as a Chelsea fan to the club. And as a Chelsea player, as a Chelsea manager, you need to live on those expectations. You cannot come in Chelsea and expect us to be settled and comfortable with the mid table mindset. We don't want to lose to a Brentford. We don't want to lose to a Nottingham Forest. We don't want to scrape a victory through Brighton. These are all teams which were struggling when we were winning things here and there. So our identity, I understand realistically, we are not so good, but to forget what we were and to settle down as a mid-table mentality, that's gonna lend us nowhere. So that's my
Do you
issue,
have
coach.
any hope? I get it. There's been talks that we would look to sign more experienced players to balance things out. If we, that's because the owners they've seen and they've come to terms that we need experience. It's not really if because they also we've heard they want us to achieve Champions League place, which makes sense because if you play in the Champions League, if you win stuff, you attract big name sponsors. Do you have any hope that things will improve? If yes, how soon do you think that will happen?
Yeah, coach. Thank you. I mean, I personally feel, coach, that right now our
Mhm.
focus should be winning that Carabao Cup. That leads us to the Conference League, because
Then
that's a,
I see your
exactly.
subtitle
Let's win
name
the
there.
Conference League.
Let's win
Yes,
the Conference League. Go
because
ahead.
that's the realistically that's the only European places we are gonna get this season. If anybody is telling me we are getting Europa or Champions League, brother, as a Chelsea fan, I wanna hug you and I wanna tell you that my man, my woman, it's not happening. We have to play out of our flesh to land in this top six, top five positions. Out of our flesh.
Hmm.
Because see the injuries, coach. Our best right back is B right back.
Yeah.
He's out for 5 6 months. Our left back is no more there. God's grace, he's coming back on the field very soon, Ben Chilwell. We are playing the players who should play at centre backs, at left backs, and the backup left back is also now injured. That Mark Cucurella.
Hmm.
So I personally feel that there is a lot of hope from this team. The way we won that Newcastle game, I personally feel that Poch has the support of dressing room and the players that Potter didn't have. But he messes up in tactics somehow. I couldn't understand how can he not still find a way to utilize Enzo. That's our only world champion, world class player in the team.
You think the case is that he hasn't found a way to use him correctly, or would for me, I'd go with the argument that Enzo he's tired because that's because he's played so much football from the World Cup and the
No,
you could say
yeah.
his travels to go represent his country Argentina for their respective national assignments. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Coach, I firmly believe that if you look to what game? Everton game, right?
Hmm.
Everton game, Enzo was playing in the half spaces and as a higher 10. And Gallagher was playing kind of a sitter role defensively. Gallagher, to put in a quick stat, Gallagher had a higher number of passes and touches than Enzo. When you have that as a stat in a Chelsea team, where Enzo is your creator, your midfield engine, and he's not even touching and passing the ball more than a Gallagher, you would have a lot of problems. Enzo is not that person who has a lot of pace, who can play that higher 10 role, connecting the upper ends of the midfield and the strikers and the wingers. Enzo is someone who sits just built over the defensive line
And can I do what we call a tap
and
in
in the
here?
midfield.
Can I do
Yeah,
what we call a tap in here?
100%.
Just what you said about Enzo Fernandez. Here's the line, how we like to put it to our fans here. Enzo will be more effective if the more he sees the field. The less he sees the field, the less effective
Exactly.
it will be, and that's
Exactly.
because he's traditionally a deep lying playmaker. But go ahead.
Exactly.
I'm again. I like what you're saying, but and that's why we're here to have a conversation and come to a sensible conclusion. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I personally think Poch has still not figured out. In the preseason, he had a formation, if you have looked to it, coach, the 3-5-2 that he was
Mhm.
playing. I personally think that was brilliant. That was actually utilizing Enzo not to his full potential, but at least 70% of potential. And I'm no coach, you're the coach, I know. I'm no big ball knowledge, but I can see and I can read what other big scouts and other tacticians give reports on. I'm not blind. So I'm seeing and I can see on the pitch. Enzo is not the guy who goes, I mean, uh, you know, here and there and all over the midfield and can run through the boxes. No, he's not that player. Coach, do you remember that Havertz pass that he gave and that Joe Felix pass that last season? That chip in through the box and Havertz scores? What Enzo did?
Mhm.
That is Enzo. He can create chances like Fabregas that no one can ever see coming. He has a lot of vision, but he's not that player like Gallagher who will run throughout the field. Poch was using in the Everton game Gallagher as Enzo and Enzo as Gallagher. That was a big tactical blunder according to me. So I personally think that's where we can improve. But now Enzo is gone. Well, we are injury FC, as you all know it. So
Yeah.
Poch has a breather. I mean, he can use Gallagher, Lavia. I personally hope Lavia should do well because if he is not doing well, I mean, there would be a lot of problems for us. Because we need a sitter. We need a sitter DM. Caicedo is not a sitter DM. I'm sorry. I've
No,
seen
he's
enough of
not.
Caicedo to
I
say
think a lot
he's
of
not a
people
sitter.
know that. Maybe his is you can say there as a makeshift. That's because we don't have anybody the money to trust to fulfill that role. But just quickly, you own your own YouTube channel.
No, no, coach. I'm a mod on few Chelsea channels, but no, not
Okay.
really.
All right.
I
All
don't
right.
have the skill that you guys got.
No, no. I think yeah, I respect your football knowledge. You make a lot of sense, in my opinion. Poch is living on a free. I'll come back to you in a bit because that's how we operate here. Is that the panelists speak, and then we'll give those in the chat the microphone. We keep it interactive here. I hope you don't mind.
Not
Yeah,
at all.
there won't be any attackers, unfortunately. Let's see. Vic is saying Pochettino says it's too early to start Nkunku and Wolves. Let me just say he's playing mind games. I think. He's been training with the team for a while now, and he played how many minutes? So let's see what he does. So big up, coach, a panel and chat. True Blue Clay, nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Smash the like button, everybody. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. 41 likes. We should be doing better than that, and that's because we have 64 people watching. I know a few on Facebook and Instagram. Tiger Beast, rise up and tell it to your Indian brother. Uh, oh my goodness. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Tiger Beast, so far so good. But what's your opinion on Gallagher? Be careful how you answer, as your future on this channel depends on it. Did you hear that, Miss Tiger? You want to
Yeah,
answer that question? Your
uh,
opinion on
that's
Gallagher. Let me
I
see if you're on my side, or maybe if you're an enemy right now. So let's find out. Let's hear you.
well, well. I would quite politely like to know what's your side because I'm in a very tricky situation over here.
Here's the thing.
What's your side?
Here's the thing. I'm gonna just present it to you. I've presented to everyone else that I've had that debate with. Not really a debate because I don't like going into debating whether he's a good footballer or not with anybody. I just tell you, if you're paying attention, if you've been paying attention to the manager's selection pattern, it's clear he's the manager's most important player, arguably the manager's most important player, because he's building the team
Yeah,
around him, whether you think he's a bad player or not. And I admit he's improved significantly, significantly. And do I think he can still improve? He can still improve. And if any manager is capable of helping him get there, and I'm glad. I think under Pochettino, it's not all about his industry or his pressing ability and all that. Just like managers did with Mason Mount, and he ended up not reaching the level we all believe he's capable of reaching. So for me, I'm not saying he's a bad player, and I'm not going to say he's my favorite player at Chelsea either. But you go ahead. Let's hear you. But the joke is about you being enemy. It's a joke. If we all agree, then we don't have a show. But you go ahead.
so you believe that Gallagher should not be sold?
I'm not into that. If he's sold, I don't care. If he stays, I don't care. If they feel like
So I
they
mean,
can get
okay.
in a player that can still
Mm,
offer Gallagher's industry commitment and still
yeah,
do more than Gallagher can, I'm fine with it. Players go. Chelsea is the entity I support.
yeah. Well, coach. I mean, I have this opinion about Gallagher that,
Mhm.
as you said, is he the star player of Chelsea? Is he Chelsea quality? I was listening to one of our big players and all-time great John Obi Mikel the other day on the podcast, and he was saying
Mhm.
in our squad Gallagher wouldn't have even started. So is he the Chelsea quality? Maybe not. But you have to agree, coach, and everybody in the panel. In the preseason, Gallagher was one of the best players, alongside Ian Matson, alongside many others. In the whole season, not
Mhm.
leaving out the first few games, quite recently, Gallagher has been one of those players in the midfield that brings real energy to our midfield, that brings the tenacity to our midfield, and that really, actually is kind of resisting the press. And when it's about pressing, he presses a lot in front as well. So I'm just saying that my personal opinion is to be on the topic that Gallagher should be sold or should not be. If you want to sell a player, right? We are Chelsea Football Club. If you give that armband to a player, right, of Chelsea Football Club,
Mhm.
first you shouldn't give that without much thought. But if you give someone that armband, and if that player performs like Gallagher, shows passion, and drops good performances against big teams, now newer big teams like Newcastle, and win us games, wins man of matches in games where we maybe 20, 30, 40% of our fan bases were like, well, we couldn't win Newcastle. They're a big team. How we are going to win Newcastle? And he wins a man of match in that game. You should not at least disrespect Gallagher mid-season when he's performing, having that armband on. I'm more to the armband than to the player. And start talking about in the media about selling Gallagher, stating that he's surplus to requirements and stuff. I don't mind whether Gallagher goes or not. Yes. But Gallagher, the player he is right now, our captain Gallagher, that is playing with passion, that knows what being Chelsea is, the Cobham product, who is wanted by Ange Postecoglou, which is, well, by some media personalities who knows ball, I guess, are
Mhm.
is stated to be the next big manager, liked by Tuchel, liked by Potter, liked by every manager that comes to Chelsea, liked by Lampard. If you want to sell that guy, sell him, not an issue. But then don't give him an armband and make him big. If you
Here's
make him
something
a
else.
Chelsea captain and then start talking about selling him to a rival, that's bad for me. That's disrespecting a player who is performing for you. And then we should not cry after losing matches that, okay, God, these players don't know what is being Chelsea. These players don't know what it means to be playing for Chelsea. Because here is a player who is showing you it means to be Chelsea, what it means to be being the skipper of Chelsea. And then you are talking about selling him and talking about selling him mid-season, selling him. There are reports circling around when he's performing good. If he's dropping stinkers, if he can be replaced, replace him. I have no issues. I don't rate Gallagher as world class, but right now he has proved himself. He has improved himself. That's my point.
And the
What are
numbers
you rewarding?
numbers show that too. Numbers show he's been one of our
Exactly.
best performers
I
this
mean,
season so
I'm
far.
just about culture coach. So
Yeah.
if you're rewarding being Chelsea, if you're rewarding loyalty, if you're rewarding passion, you are not gonna start talking about selling Gallagher mid-season when he's performing good. Talk about selling Gallagher when the transfer window is open. I don't mind. Right now, he's a captain and he's performing. And right
Here's what.
now,
Yeah,
it's
go
not
ahead.
necessary. Yeah,
Yeah.
right now it's not necessary. That's my point. And personally, I feel that this manager actually needs the player more than whatever we have like as an opinion on the player, because this manager is about press, right? He knows
Mhm.
nothing else. I'm sorry, some Poch fans would hate me in the chat, but this manager knows nothing else. He has a system and he press. That's what he does. He does
Here's some.
nothing else.
Yeah. Here's something else I have to say quickly. Let's just leave it at Gallagher. Whether he stays or goes comes down to what Pochettino wants. And
Yeah,
we
you're right.
don't know whether he's just making do of what he has and probably is looking beyond Gallagher. We don't know because we've heard one of the reports we've addressed this morning saying that we're looking to sign a central midfielder too. But here's the thing, that's by the way my point. It comes down to what he wants. But to those of you who, we shouldn't be arguing whether Gallagher should stay or not. It's not up to us. It's up to the manager. And signs are that he stays from what we've seen so far. But here's where I think the manager may well have other plans. And that's because he hasn't specifically at any time said, I want Gallagher to stay. I want the club to do whatever they can to keep him. He preached about Gallagher's importance. He preached about how Gallagher has come through the club's academy, the ranks of the club's academy, how well he does on the pitch, how committed his energy and all that, but never said, I want him to stay. We want to keep him. We want the club to do whatever they can to keep him. He ended that discussion by saying it's up to him and the club. So chances are he may be looking beyond Gallagher. We don't know. But let's move on from the Gallagher comments and continue with the match. With the match preview. I'll come back to you in a bit, but let's give those in the chat the microphone if you don't mind. I believe that we should Pot should put Faith and Matson. Let's see what happens. Hi to the panel, Rich Money. I think Poch is trying to prove a point with Ian Matson. It's not experienced enough of a left back position. Some arguments I've seen is that he's vertical a challenger. I don't know. Poch is playing a dangerous game with the owners. Let's see what happens. I wouldn't go to the extent of saying playing dangerous owners with the owners, and that's because we didn't spend that much money on Ian Matson. He was he's a player and came back on loan, and they extended his contract by a year, which they was on his previous contract. So which means they still have time to play around with this. Play around with the stay at the club, in my opinion. I am feeling anxious about the game against Wolves. Okay, let's see. I strongly believe we can get a top six if we have a fully fit side in Poch stops playing players out of position. Here's the thing. I'm not going to judge him now about playing players out of position or maybe not playing, you can say, losing games or until we have everybody back. Then when and if we have everybody back, he's still struggling, then I'll start asking questions. I like to be as subjective as possible. Speaking, Poch is not that guy. If, for example, Jose came in January, we could get top four, but that's a big a fat unicorn. Here's the thing. I still think Poch is the man. Because if we're being objective, there are reasons. If you look at the players we've had out injured, if you're being truthful to yourself, you say that's a factor also to consider. that has led to him playing players out of position. For instance, on occasions when Cowell has played in the left back position, down to the fact that our left backs were out, or one of them playing in the right back position and the other one out injured, and he doesn't trust Ian Martin. I'm disappointed that we are not getting a lot of set piece attacks to beat this the team. Yep, we can finish in the Europa League spot. I understand your viewpoint, but it's not straightforward. The January incomings, team picking form, and we may have another standout player. That may well happen. You never know. Yeah, the thing is that this team is very inconsistent. And please go check out Jampot Entertainment YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. Let's help him grow. And if you're watching, we have just 46 likes and we're 1 hour 39 minutes into the show. We should be doing better than that. The current top six would have to have the running from hell for us to get any kind of Europe. Hope everyone we're having a great day. I hope you're having a great day too. I'm gonna skip a few comments and to get to the very bottom so we can continue previewing the game. I share the opinion of one of the panelists. His name is Tiger. Tiger Best. We cannot settle for mid-table mentality. I think I agree with you. It's not Poch's fault. It's the ownership errors. Okay, I disagree with that part. That Poch is suffering. We should not settle for mid-table, and we've been promised that they will make signings in January to balance out the team, and that will help us do well. Tiger Beast is a very smart guy and quite the diplomat. A giant flip-flop. Tiger, don't let coach bully you. I'm not bullying him, and he knows. He's just he's a smart guy, like you said. The Tiger learned quickly. Just go away, guys. Come on, Tiger, in or out? I'm okay, Tiger. Let me ask you this question, and then we'll skip to the very bottom. Do you want Poch out or in? Let's hear you.
If he's not winning the Carabao Cup, out.
Okay, so you will wait until that one is done.
Yeah,
right?
beat Liverpool, beat the table contenders. I don't care. Beat the Liverpool, and I'm with you. You're not beating the Liverpool, not landing us, not ensuring us a European place. I don't know, bro. You don't deserve Chelsea. Chelsea has to be in Europe.
All right, thank you for that. Why are fans act like Enzo won the World Cup by himself? Bro was part of the team. How you compare Enzo and Casado to Fabregas or Kante? Keep your expectations low. They are not what you're thinking. Wow, Logan, some
Not
comment
only
right
us, bro.
there. I have a friend that knows someone close to the club that he will not be sold. If he's sold, and Poch doesn't get an experienced player over the age of 25 and has Premier League experience, I still don't think the club will sell him. He still has, by the way, he still has 18 months left on his contract. If anything, he stays beyond January. Gallagher is must keep at Chelsea, but let's see what the club does. We need Gallagher to help our youngsters settle in the club. Let's see if he does that. So Poch have hate towards Matson. I wouldn't. That's a strong word. He's a manager and he has every right to prefer some players over the others. So it's as simple as that. Let's see. The beat too much of Gallagher. Yeah, let's move on from that topic right now. Let's see. Coach passes the ball to Tiger for a 1-2, and Tiger just sticks the ball in the back of the net. My guy, just go away. I did not. Gallagher. Here's the thing. I get it. I like Tiger's personality. He's not taking anything personal. Even if I said I want Gallagher out, he still present his opinion. You know that quite well. And me, I'm not Gallagher in, Gallagher out. I just let the manager get what he wants. And right now, it doesn't look like the manager really wants him to stay. If that's the case, he should say it. I'm pretty sure if Gallagher was at Brighton, Chelsea would pay 100 million for him. Say that again. Just say that again. I think this panelist is a bit contradictory. On one hand, he doesn't accept mid-table mediocrity, and on the other hand, glorifies Gallagher. I wouldn't say that's contradictory. No, that's because he feels like
Tell
Gallagher
me,
is good enough.
coach, remove Gallagher from the side and tell me where we land, and I'll see.
Yeah. let's just move on from that anyway. My preferred January transfer window: 500 million Liao, Osimhen, Theo Hernandez, Paquita, and Arnau Martinez right back. I don't think we'll get even two of those players. Would be nice if Poch actually says, "I want Gallagher to stay." Not Poch. Let's not Poch. Let's the news. Yeah, he should come out and say what he wants, but he hasn't done that, and glad I caught that. I like Tiger. He lost me a little on Gallagher, but he has passed. Yeah, I think he's a good orator and he knows football from, in my opinion, from what I've heard. Let's see what else we have here. They need to support Poch and Gallagher. Uh, will not go to Tottenham. I heard that Tottenham did try to backdate that 5-year contract, a new rule to cause us further problems with FFP, but they didn't succeed, which means we're not going to like them. Yep, the dangerous players at Wolves are Lamina in their midfield and Kunha in their striker. Hence, I suggest we strategize to contain them for us to beat Wolves. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And Tiger, our definition of outclass, very here. As a captain, how do you get sent off? Because he's still a very young player and he's still learning.
James
And
also got sent off.
yeah. And GFC Gavin is in the house. I appreciate you finding the time to join, bro. You know what to do. Share the link to your channel so people can go check it out. A lot. I'm gonna move on without Gallagher in the side. We still a mid-table team, bro. Here's the thing. Let's just make do with what we have. Maybe the bar is so low that a player shouldn't be our best players right now. Our best player, Tiger, is the type of guy that wouldn't be happy unless we're 2-0 off and not 0-0.
Depends who we're playing, but yes,
Yeah,
not against
yeah,
a Brentford
exactly.
or Nottingham Forest. Not expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Context has to come into play. Have you seen the Poch press conference? We're well in a beat. I don't think we need it for the lineup building exercise. Anything else here? And we have Ryan Winter saying, "Hate to seeing Fernandez cry, but it's also showed how much of passion these kids have for the team, regardless of what people think. Kids will always be kids. Like our inability to manage games and all that." He talks some more. He talks some more time about Gallagher. Okay, we're moving on. We're not going to talk Gallagher forever. Coach, how old is Kunha of Wolves? I don't know. And don't you think we should sign Kunha in this January window to sharpen our front line instead of Victor Gyokeres? I'm not sure. Just quickly before we continue with the match preview, let me ask you this quickly, Tiger, if you're there. What do you make of a reported interest in Victor Gyokeres, and his release clause is said to be 100 million pounds? What do you make of that?
Yeah. So, coach, I mean,
100 million euros, so to speak.
yeah. So I was just reading a tweet, right, for someone. I just forgot who was it, but someone just tweeted that Victor Gyokeres, good striker, very good, nice. 100 million Victor Gyokeres, shit, I don't need it. No thanks. That's
Excuse
the
me,
reaction.
you know we don't speak French here. You get what
No,
I mean.
but
The S word I'm saying. I just use the term
okay,
French.
okay. 100 million striker. If we're gonna give anyone 100 million, coach, it has to be Usman, nothing
Yeah.
else. There is no striker in the market that can improve us as a team other than Usman. Anyone else that we bring is shit. And I'm telling you, it's shit because we have a lot of projects under our name. We have
Yeah,
Jackson that cannot score.
let's just watch
I
the
mean,
French
so
because of the
yeah.
settings of the settings of the channel. Yeah, let's avoid using the S word. But go ahead, brother. Sorry about that.
Okay, I didn't know, sir. Thank you. I'm sorry.
No worries. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I was just saying that Jackson is not good enough right now, and I understand why he's not, because he's just 22, and he has not played a lot of top flight games. He has just played 24 top flight games in Villarreal B and Villarreal
You have to also
before
point out
coming
that
to
he wasn't a
Chelsea.
striker.
He wasn't a striker, and as a striker, I personally think he has a lot to improve. He misses sitters like anything. He's absolutely terrible when it comes to judgment in the final third. Like, I can go on and on and on criticizing Jackson, but I personally don't want to criticize him because he's just a kid right now. He's learning, and the system we are building right now in our club is not good. Why? Because when you bring a 21, 20, or 22-year-old striker, you never bring them and say them to lead the line. You always have an experienced guy up top, and they learn from that experienced guy. They come off as substitutes, they play alongside that guy, and they improve. Look what City is doing with Haaland and Alvarez. Look what other teams are doing. So that's how you develop a striker. But we have chosen a different approach on these. I don't want to call out the owners, but these owners that you bring all the youngsters and then sell them on profits. So we are going nowhere in that approach. So if we are gonna get anyone else than Osimhen coach, I don't rate him. That's it.
And we shouldn't pay that much money.
We shouldn't pay $1 million to any other striker than Osimhen. That's my thought.
Yeah, I
No strikers
completely
needed
agree with
if you're not getting Osimhen. Right.
you. Yeah. Let's move on. I think we're done with the Gallagher conversation here. 100 million euros for a guy with 6 months in Portuguese league. Yeah, no thanks. I wouldn't do that to you. They're making fun of you for speaking French in the chat. No strike there. They're just joking anyway, but you didn't know, so I understand. In the panel, do you think we need another experienced Premier League winger that can score goals in January? I don't know. Tiger, you want to answer that?
I mean, Sterling is not scoring goals. More Sterling is more like a wide winger who just crosses in, and he's beautifully crossing the ball. Anyone who's,
He
just
hasn't been
criticizing.
consistent, in my opinion. He's not
Yeah,
consistent enough.
but coach, that is something about Sterling that we really can't change, can we? I personally think that he has been that inconsistent player, but are there other players who can possibly substitute Sterling? Yes, there are, but they are all priced very expensively. And right now, Sterling is playing very good. And I personally think under Poch, Sterling has been playing well above his past seasons' performances. So I have been delighted. And Mudryk, I cannot say much. I mean, he won you the game last time, so really I cannot
And I
comment.
think the more he plays, the better he'll become for
The
us.
better he gets. And how many player are you gonna get? And Nkunku can also play left wing. Jackson also was tried in the last game as left
And he
winger.
looked good.
So
He looked good on the
yeah,
flanks.
I like Jackson just in two positions, left wing and defend. He defended quite well in the Newcastle game. As a striker, I mean, he has got goals, and uh, someday I'll get the screenshots up here on the channel and show how he has got those goals. But yeah, I mean, he's still young. He has still a lot to improve. He's still not Chelsea level, and that's why he's looking, not good enough, at least to
But
me.
he will come good. He will come good. And
Yeah,
his yeah, go
but we
ahead.
cannot wait. We cannot wait, coach, right? To for him to come good. A striker and a goalkeeper is, according to me, a position which you should not manhandle in
Mhm.
a club. Those two positions, if you mess up those two positions, you're gonna be where we are, and that's not nice. That's why we need a striker. Broya also is coming after injury. He was posting on Instagram that give me some time, and okay, deservedly so. I mean, you're coming off an injury just 1 year ago, so but also his time will be also up. See, we need to understand, coach, that as a club we are not the same club, right? We are not Roman Abramovich Chelsea. We
No,
are
we're
Todd
not.
Bowley's Clear Lakes Chelsea. What these guys will do if they bring Osimhen and Jackson is not performing when he's given chances, like Noni Madueke, he'll be benched off and then sold. That's what's
Yep.
gonna happen with Jackson. And Jackson
Yep.
was that day tweeting that all others who are saying that I'm not that good and all that, don't know ball. They are, again, I cannot use this word on the channel, but you get the word starts from S, ends with
Mhm,
T,
mhm.
right? So
And thank you for
he's
recognizing we don't speak French here.
yeah, oh, it's okay. I respect that. It's like he's calling everybody that word who and is calling everybody that they don't know ball when we are just saying that
I don't
guy
think
I need.
you shouldn't be talking like that. That's not okay.
Like coach
Mm.
have he has I know he has got goals, and any striker can get goals. I mean, with tap-ins and all that, but really a great striker is differentiated from a low mid-table striker or a decent striker by the
Mhm.
number of chances he has missed, the number of sitters he has missed, his accuracy. I know Erling Haaland also misses chances, but when it's big game, when it's deciding games, he scores bangers. I've never seen a banger from Jackson. He tried it in the Newcastle game, I guess. Failed. So, I mean, I personally don't, I'm not on the very Jackson support train. I don't hate him. I cannot hate a Chelsea player who wears the shirt. But I personally don't rate him. He's not a world class striker. He's not even good enough for Premier League right now, to be very fair. He needs to improve a lot. And he is not at fault here. Anyone who has not played a lot of top flight games, if you expect him to come and perform from a big club like us, he would not be able to perform. And against a Van Dijk, against who is the other CB, against what the midfield of Kevin De Bruyne, Luis Diaz, against Akanji, all these are world class centre backs. You're expecting these guy at 22 to beat them and score goals, to beat the likes of Allison and score goals. Not gonna happen. Be
Yeah, and
realist,
listen,
get Osimhen, and solve the
yeah.
problem. Yeah, that's my
I've argued
that's my thought.
before. What we have to do is let Jackson be Jackson, and let Jackson be Jackson is not letting Jackson be a number 9. Jackson isn't a number 9, in my opinion.
I
Only
agree.
what class of players. So from now on, yeah, I think I agree. We should do that. Even coach is sick of the Galaga convo. I've been praying for this. Here's the thing. Yeah, I am. Because we shouldn't even be arguing whether he stays or goes. It's up to the manager. And if you've been paying attention, why would you be beating yourself up when the manager has shown you that he's actually one of his most important players, even if you think it's not good enough? Sterling doesn't cross beautifully with his with his head down. Let's see. I am advocating for Kunha for our signing in January, and then Osimhen in the summer. But let's see what the club does. It all comes down to what the club wants to do. I also have heard that Broya at risk for chopping board. Those just rumors, in my opinion. I am getting Gyokeres over Christmas. So excited. Yeah, enjoy him. Jackson only started thinking like that when he got mixed up with you know who. Thresbeen, coach, ça va bien? Bonjour. I hope you're doing well, even though I don't understand the meaning of what you wrote there. Triple Clay, Tiger, and coach, what are your thoughts on Chiesa of Juventus and Kunha of Wolves? I don't have any opinion right now, in my opinion. Chiesa. But Chiesa for me, I don't still trust him in terms of staying fit.
Chiesa is
Uh,
a what striker? Striker?
yeah, he can
What?
play as a striker, in
Yeah,
my
yeah.
opinion. Yeah, he can.
Again, coach, when we have an opportunity for Osimhen, why you wanna go for lads who
And
will be
he's
again an
not gonna come.
experiment?
He's not gonna come cheap too. Go ahead.
Also, who is gonna come for Chelsea right now? The situation we are in, quite frankly, no UCL, no Champions League, no Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Strive like fiddling in the mid-table. I mean, we are not good, and we need to accept that reality that we are not good in order to improve. Any fan who doesn't accept that we are not good, that we are not becoming a mid-table team, is only contributing in us becoming a mid-table team for real. And I have this fear that I joined or I started liking Chelsea, seeing the likes of Didier Drogba, legend, John Obi Mikel, Essien, Fabregas, Lampard, John Terry. Who will the next generation look up to? Who are we making? Who are the next stars of Chelsea? Who is tomorrow if I have a kid and I tell him, look, son, here's his Chelsea Football Club. I love this club. And Chelsea is mid-table or fighting relegation 5 years from now. Who is going to support us? We need to be very realistic right now that we need to improve for what mess we are in. And this is a mess we have created for ourselves. And okay, Abramovich gone. That was not in our hands. The war was not in our hands. But the mess we are right now is in our hands, and we can improve. And we should all look forward to improve. We should not settle with all this bogus of trust the process and things will be good and this 4-window strategy. And after this 4 windows, you will actually see what the club is. If you're not winning against Middlesbrough in the semi-final, if hypothetically say we are losing Middlesbrough, you should shut the club off. If you're not winning against Liverpool in a one-off day, okay, they're a good team, but quite off. Recently, they're also not playing good. Now, people will say they played a lot better against West Ham. Well, how West Ham is playing. So we need to check our standards right here. We are not good. We need to accept it, and we need to move on and appeal to the franchise, appeal to the club, appeal to the players that you are not good enough. We need better. The moment fans accept this whole bogus of trust the process, we are okay, we will do good, we are going nowhere. These owners don't care. They're doing the RB Leipzig Salzburg model. They'll bring in youngsters, sell them for profit. That's it. If you're not gonna voice your opinion on being mid-table, you're gonna be mid-table. That's my opinion, coach. Thank you.
Yeah, I understand. And we like here whenever we like the disclaimer. My opinion, just to tell people it's your opinion. Here's the thing. I believe in the process, but I think we should mix it up to get you say ensure good balance, and which will help us achieve a European place and do even better. But I understand where you're coming from. Now, coach, take away his phone. I know who you're talking about. I just said I'm sad we don't speak French on the channel. If oh, was that what you said? But I think if you understood, if you speak French, you can come onto the panel and maybe you start a French show for us. We need a lot more than Jackson in the board. Shouldn't have signed him in the first place. Shouldn't have signed him as a striker. I think that's a good player in him. He will come good. Average striker, was never a striker. He only plays as a striker half a season, actually. I can't quite remember. Would have scored the goals Jackson scored. Let's see what else we have here. Coach, that Gala talk wouldn't be better if Poch actually said he's staying, but no, he
He has no
decides
power,
not to.
Constantine.
Yeah, he's sorry. You're saying good
Coach,
point. Yeah, Poch is not being
I'm,
he's not being
I'm
specific.
saying he's
Go ahead.
powerless. He is powerless. He has not power. He has no power. He's close
Yeah,
to a yes man. He is not a proper yes man like Potter was, but he has no power. He can't stand up in front of owners like one of our legends managers, Jose Mourinho, and say, hey Todd Bowley, I need this player or I am leaving this club. He has not got that guts, and I'm be happy if he fights for Gallagher in the winter window. Not because I want Gallagher, because I want a coach who can fight for his own place. That's what a coach is. If you cannot if you cannot fight for your own players, the players you like in a club, then what it talks about your image and your integrity as a coach. So yeah, let's see. But he is powerless right now. He has to
yep.
work
And for
what the
this
owners
question,
give him.
yeah, go ahead.
No, coach. That's what I was saying. He has to work with what the owners give him. So I don't think so. He has that
Yeah,
much
yeah,
power. He can give his inputs, but not that much power. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Continue, please, coach.
yep. Yep, and for this comment right here, what makes us think we will get a Seaman? If we can pay, we'll be able to get him. That's because his new contract will have has
Release clause.
a release clause. Yep, and which I heard will be active as soon as January. Actually, our French correspondent and chairman of the board of fraudulent goalkeepers, Roger, is not in the match day squad. He probably has other priorities, and I hope he's doing well. And I hope Bobby is doing well too. On occasions, I hope he's doing well because on occasions he said he wished he could come onto the panel but cannot at the time. I hope it's not anything bad. Uh, okay, it's a possibility Lavia could be back tomorrow. Osimhen has signed a new contract, but he has a buyer clause. He's not coming. No, if we can pay up, he will come. I fully agree with one of the members of the panel that this Chelsea board needed to wake up and smell the coffee. I think they have, which is why we're looking to sign even more players, experienced players in the January transfer window. I like Gallagher. I believe, okay, we've moved on from the Gallagher conversation. I believe if he played like these for another team, we would pay at least £95 million. But let's find out. Osimhen, striker, Hernandez, left back. I like Theo Hernandez. Hopefully we'll sign him. Musiala, 10, attacking midfielder. Good luck getting Musiala. Gavi, good luck getting Gavi too. Type of players we need, world-class talent. Okay, you're not saying we can get them, but those are the level of talents you're saying we need. So we have already agreed with to see him to join. No, we haven't. We're just saying we can if we can pay the money, and the rumors are that he's open to joining Chelsea. Plus, we have agent Mykhailo doing the groundwork for us. In my opinion, it's just a matter of triggering the release clause. Yeah, if you can trigger it, then De Laurentiis, the Napoli president, he's not going to be able to stop us. I think it was I don't know why, was it £110 million? I can't quite remember. But that's, by the way. Let's get into talk about Talk about the chairman. Let me not just say talk about the devil, because I don't want it to come across as if I'm calling you the devil. Look at me trying to be as cautious as possible.
Yeah.
And if you were listening, you can see you have a new gang member who strongly believe in Gallagher, and Gallagher should stay. The club should sell him. But that's, by the way, Roger. Welcome to the panel. So let's look at the insights, and I'll get to hear hear from Roger what you can say his whether he's looking forward to this one. But coach, the player also needs to agree to join us. Why would he leave Napoli and come to Chelsea in January? Chelsea is a bigger club than Napoli, in my opinion. Yeah, I know if you ask a Napoli fan, they say no. Because they start mentioning they had Maradona play for them, but he never played for Chelsea. So I'm not sure what to say.
Yeah, but we had Jorginho. Too soon.
Yeah, Gyokeres, we need to think also about Chelsea fans in Sweden. Don't be too selfish. Maybe because of the for branding's sake, they may well go for Gyokeres. If Mudryk is out, I want Angelo in, and if Gallagher is out, I want Cesare Casadei back. These kids have some brain in their young heads. Yeah, I agree with you. Realistic Roger is in the house. Yep. I've read a lot about Todd Boehly and this man that will not be patient if his plan isn't working at Chelsea. Yes, Roger is back and hope he is well. Yep. Thank you for recognizing that Roger Dodger is in the house. I don't want to say the second part. I don't know why Roger said why Michi says Roger Donkey. I think
it's because of the film Shrek. You know the film Shrek?
What?
Shrek.
Yeah, I know Shrek. I know Shrek with Eddie Murphy. Was one of the voiceovers. Diomande is the donkey. Is the donkey actually?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you. I think getting him in the summer.
I'm doing donkey.
Okay, it's more realistic. Just my opinion. Thank you for that disclaimer, Coach. I'm pretty sure Tiger is Gallagher out like the rest of it. He's not. You've heard him speak. But let's move on from Gallagher. Roger, let me ask you this. Before I even look at the insight, are you looking forward to this game, to the game against away game against Wolves? Do you think we'll beat them? Do you think they beat us? Do you think the game ends in a draw? Let's hear you, and why do you think that would be the case?
It's going to be a tough game. Listen, Molineux is a rowdy place. It's not easy.
Is that the name of your stadium?
Yeah, Molineux. Listen. Okay. Wolverhampton, the city of Wolverhampton, is quite far. If you know about English geography, that's quite a commute. We're not taking a plane there. We're taking a coach. So in America, for instance, you have, let's say, the New York Giants will play the San Francisco 49ers. They don't take a coach. They take a plane, okay? Britain's a small island where the mode of transportation is invariably a coach for intra, country games, and maybe they should bloody take a plane from London to Wolverhampton. But it's a long commute. It's a very hard place to play. Just to let you know that Wolverhampton is not often mistaken for Barbados. It's a very cold place. It's very north, and yeah, not too many palm trees in Wolverhampton. And just to let you know, we're having like 80-mile-an-hour winds right now. We have yet another storm because we're an island. So it's an inhospitable place. It's not easy to play there. And they're a very good and technical team. They have been for the last 3-4 years. They have a lot of technical players.
So you're still concerned, even though they've been in poor form of late?
I think it behooves everybody to respect every Premier League team, because on any given Sunday, as the saying goes, you can be beaten. It's that simple. Our City have lost to the bottom team when they were top. City, we're talking about, you've seen that with Arsenal too. On any given day, we could go down to 10 men to 9 men in the space of 10 minutes, in the first 20 minutes, hypothetically. Do you see what I'm saying? All we
Yeah, I'm
need
with
is
you.
one or two. Anything can happen. We can concede a penalty. And by the way, in case you haven't noticed, defensively, we are very prone to errors, unforced errors for the most part also.
And
So,
that's because of lack of proper chemistry, in my opinion.
yeah, listen, this is a very youthful team. They're not in their prime, with the exception of Silva, obviously. And he's past his prime, with all due respect. A great player. But if you look at our players, you could say, theoretically, Sterling is in his prime. Shoot me now. But, look at it. None of our players are within that range of 25 to 28 for the most part. The vast majority. What is it? 18 out of 25 players are born this century. So in the squad. What does that tell you? And by the way, those are all outfield players. So even our starting goalkeeper is a fetus right now. So yeah, I think we can win. Please don't look at Nkunku as being the end-all, be-all, the savior, because he's going to be rusty. He wasn't exactly... Listen, he played well for the 25 minutes he played, but he's only going to come on for, let's say, half an hour, 45 minutes max. He may not even come on, or come on for 20. He's not going to be starting. At least I don't believe so. So, we've played 45% of the season exactly. And we are where we are based on I think when you extrapolate and look at the actual sampling size, we are where we are because we've performed the way we are. This isn't the second or third game into the season. We don't know what team we are. We're a very inexperienced, youthful, mistake-prone team that shows flashes of brilliance, like against Liverpool, Arsenal, City. We beat a decent Newcastle team, even though they have a lot of injuries. But then again, we're not exactly healthy either. So we're getting some players back, but they're not full speed. They're not at 100% right now. We don't have a vice captain or a captain playing for us. Let's be honest here. I think we can beat them, but I think we can lose, and I think we can draw. We're consistently inconsistent. I can see anything happening. Because why? Because we've been so inconsistent. Honestly, when is the last time you thought that Chelsea was consistent, that you knew what you were getting from them before the game started? When? I can't recall personally.
And it doesn't even matter that we're in a better form than them right now, because out of 5 games, they've lost 3, drew 1, and won 1. And their last 2 games, they won, drew 1, and lost 1 woefully, 3-0 to West Ham United. And we won 2 of our last games. But go ahead with what you were saying if you were still talking.
Yeah, the other thing I want to say is I heard the gentleman talk about, how you're going to get fans when we're an average team. Well, I've been a fan since 1971, and trust me, we were really poor. Maybe internationally that is true, but London's a huge place. Population is, well, it depends on if you look at the external, the actual suburban place, but we're like 8 million plus, and I know people that are Crystal Palace fans, QPR fans, Brentford fans for life. So yeah, maybe internationally that may not be the case. We may not be garnering support if we're middle table from, let's say, Chile or Zambia. But guess what? Britain, we're going to have Chelsea fans, but probably not internationally. I agree in that aspect.
So,
but yeah,
I mean, are you
or maybe the growth of the fan base may stagnate a bit for lack of success. Yeah, but I get it.
But you're also going to have Die Hard.
I was just asking that. I'm not saying. See, I'm a diehard fan. But I'm personally just saying, what happens to the next generation? Because when they come and then they start watching football, and we are not delivering up to expectations. We don't have the likes of Enzo being the next Essien of Fabregas, the likes of good CBs, the likes of if we don't have the good the next of the Thiago Silvas, the next of John Terry's in our club.
You're still gonna have. You're still gonna have fan. Listen, I've been a fan. We got relegated twice when I was a young boy.
and much respect for that, because a fan is really who can support a team when they are not doing good, because
exactly.
there are fair weathers who support the team. And they see, Manchester City right now has, I guess, a lot of fan increase because they have just won the treble.
You would
But
think
are those
so.
hardcore fans?
Yeah,
No,
no, of
no.
course
But
not.
I've
No.
seen, but I've seen in regions, maybe not in where you live, but
Yeah,
in,
I'm
in
in
regions.
West London, so
Yeah,
I
exactly.
get it. I get it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's catch up with the chat. Let's not go to that direction so we can finish. We still have to look at the comments from the manager's presser, and hopefully you're still here with us, Tiger. One thing the owners definitely are is ambitious. Yep, they've made mistakes, but boy, they are ambitious, and hopefully they learn and move us towards to the right direction. In my opinion, coach are trying to call Roger.
Nice one.
I'm going to tell you this. You're getting closer and closer to hell, and I'm not going to help you. We have Mudryk, Chico, and Mykhailo. For some fans, though, it's enough. Let's go for Sweden now. They have Chelsea fans also. I think they do consider that and what, just go away, guys. No, let's keep going, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I am obsessed with football. Gonna take a breath. See you later. All right, bro. Talk to you later. Coach said I didn't say anything. Roger understood what I meant, but you guys
That
should
was
just
funny.
go away.
That
Yeah,
was funny.
I know. I think he's trying to get him back at me when I said that Mitch called him something that he said he has a rush or something. He's a rush. Yep. We really don't need wingers. Let's play Mudryk and Nani to form. We can do that. We have nothing to lose. After all, it's not like we are playing in the UEFA Champions League. I agree. We have nothing to lose right now. But we want to achieve a European place. So maybe that may lead to them not playing that much. I don't know. Last two wins away to Wolves in 2019 and 2017, respectively. We don't like playing there. Yeah, I think I've seen the result there. He was still better than Jackson. Let's see what else we have here.
Different team though now, right?
Sorry?
Completely different club though now.
Yeah, and approach actually. I think they were more at the time. You could argue they were more pragmatic. They had managers at the time. Who's that manager that comes to mind? Actually, it would be nicer to see Nkunku just behind Jackson or both up front. If he helps Jackson link like in preseason, I think the manager will try it. But if it doesn't work, I think that Jackson for a while will not see playing time. Any idea if Neto he's not fit? A few days. His status says he'll be out for a few days. I'm persuaded to agree on Chelsea signing the Victor Gyokeres this January. This could be the Jude Bellingham kind of story where the player comes from a lower ranked division to top teams. Maybe. You never know. But 100 million euros for him? No, he's just 6 months into top flight football. I would say no, but the rumors are that we've inquired for a deal for him. I have learned not to get my hope, and that's Collington. Collington, nice to see you once again. I hope you're fine. I hope the cases that you've been busy. I have learned not to get my hopes up with this current squad, so I don't get depressed. All I want to see is consistency and progress. Okay, you still have expectation there, so if it doesn't happen as you want it, you're still in trouble. But just don't expect too much from them. We have two lions and a tiger on the panel. Coach, how can he pose? Doesn't count. Just go away. And that's the truth, actually. Two lions and a tiger. That's the truth. A question for Roger. Why do you think Poch isn't getting our boys to use a set piece against our opponents? So, for example, Brighton used a set piece to get back in the game last time. Okay, Roger, let's see how you respond to that one. Let's try the best we can to get back into the match preview. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's hear you, Roger.
Yeah, see, we have a couple of deficiencies. And the biggest one for me as a team is aerially. We are borderline inept, especially our forwards.
Yeah, we suck aerially.
Yeah. So the gentleman that was talking before, he compared Haaland Do you remember 2 games ago? Was it Newcastle or the United game where Jackson missed that 3-yarder, 4-yarder? I can't see
United game.
Yeah, United. Can you see Haaland missing from that range when you look
No,
at the degree of no,
not at all.
exactly. No, 99%.
Against the worst keeper.
Yeah, at 99%, I see him scoring. Maybe 1 out of 100 he could miss because, they're human. Jackson isn't a number 9. We all admit that. It's not his fault. He's been put to play in a position that he is not naturally good at, and he was never in this position, at least professionally, before. I think Nkunku is very good aerially, and I think Palmer's very good aerially, but they're seldom in the box. They're usually the ones that are crossing the ball, or at least Palmer is. Obviously, you look at Sterling. He makes Jackson look like Haaland. So we're just aerially, we're not competent. And when I say inept, I'm being sincere. I'm not being derogatory. I'm just being honest. And then defensively.
So here's a quick counter question, if I'm allowed to.
You are allowed to, as long as it's Roger. Don't ask me questions that will put me on the spot.
No. Anyone who supports Chelsea is like a brother, Much respect, big up. But I just want to counter argue. Do you see, as a Chelsea fan, having watched so much of football, as I see on the screen, right? We have Axel Disasi, who is fairly tall, but the Ashile is fairly tall. Like Thiago Silva is not so short as well.
They're good areas.
Are we really lacking in height, or this is just bogus new propaganda by the owners and the media, which supports Chelsea no matter what?
We are, because when you look at the United game, you had 5'10" up against 6'4" Caicedo and Enzo guarding the Scottish midfielder from United. 6 inches you're giving away.
But our midfield is the second highest in the Prem, isn't it? I just read a stat.
In terms of height?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I look at
maybe United. I'm wrong. Maybe I can be wrong. Yeah. Maybe I've misread it, but I'll try to find it. But yeah, maybe.
Because you look at City, that they use centre backs. They use who's the English centre back? I forgot his name. No, I don't think we're even close. Gallagher's a bit taller, but generally speaking, our midfield is always out muscled and out height. And it's not just about height; it's about the lack of speed, the lack of physicality.
So you are on the bus. Yeah, you are on the bus of signing someone like a Paulinho, 6'3". Are you?
No, I don't like Paulinho.
Okay.
But defensively, you do. You look at Badiashile, excellent in the air. Yes, but how often is he in the box when able to score? When is the quality of the cross allowed?
That's a separate story. That's clearly Poch's mistake, sir.
Yeah, no. But I'm talking about corners. How often we've had one? I believe Thiago Silva, beautiful goal from a header, but that was a flick on. I believe that wasn't intended to go in the goal. It was a flick on for someone at the far post to get into it. So generally speaking, and by the way, Disasi had, I think his first or second goal was a beautiful header, and I think it was disallowed because offside. He's good with his head, but just then you look at free kick set pieces, not non-corners. The quality of delivery, because you look at Reece. Reece is a very good, competent free kick taker, both directly or crossing wise. He's played 22 seconds for us this year. It seems like it, So the lack of quality, I think, from a set piece, plus the lack of quality aerially, because most set pieces are either direct or for a header, and these are 2 areas that we are, shall we say, lacking.
All right, I'm going to catch up with what we have in the chat. Come back to the panel. We'll do the lineup prediction exercise after looking at the insights, so we can call it a day. Chelsea 4, Wolves 0. Lamine, okay. And let's see what happens here. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. It's the hard times that weed out all the fair weather fans. I agree with you. Maybe it's time the fan base needs to be detoxed. That may well be the case. We should try to sign NATO and get rid of Mudryk and Sterling. Okay, let's see what the club does, Mr. Magic Man. Thank you for that contribution right there. If Gallagher is sold against his wish, then it will set a precedent for young academy players to put in their best. Okay, let's see. But we also don't have the players to cross properly, especially with our wide backs. Okay, it was that. I hope I read that correctly. The corners of free kicks are not quality enough, in my opinion. I think I agree. So to summarize, we need Lukaku back for your home team. Wherever you leave. I don't want to hear this. We're not tall enough again. Let's see what we have. Big up, coach. Big up to you too, Chimera and Sheikh. Dodger, Roger out. Much love to you too there. I'm sure Roger appreciates the love. Poch has been playing a 4 center backs purely to have height in defense and also to ensure defensive solidity, and he has worked. And I think he will most likely do the same thing next time and change things around if the fullbacks aren't helping offensively and overlapping to help the wingers. I am here, BRZ. Nice to see you every day, and I am learning English. It's a pleasure. Much love to you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join. A set piece is mostly down to coaching. Some argument right there. I think I agree with that. I think I've heard Roger argue that.
But also skill set too.
Also skill set too. But I think we have the tool. I think now it's the usage, maybe.
So who's okay? Let me ask you a question, both of you, if you wish. Mm-hmm. Who is of a very high level to take direct set pieces to try to score? Do we have like a Trippier? Do we have like a Trent
in terms of the delivery?
Yes.
In free kicks, I guess Palmer is there.
Yeah.
Corners,
Sorry, sir.
So I was saying at free kicks, I guess it's corner, like Cole Palmer, and in corners, I may say, but I agree. There is no one like James Ward-Prowse in our corners. Ben Chilwell is good, fairly decent, but not world class. I agree.
Reece, but he's not available.
But he's a B right back, right? He's struggling. What to do?
All right, let's see what else we have here. I want us to get into the lineup prediction exercise as soon as possible. I can say that Victor is more open to Chelsea. I've heard that before. Than Chelsea is open to signing him. And when players sense that, they're not going to push to join Chelsea. I watched a show where he was interviewed, and his two best says we are all Chelsea fans, including Victor. So, but here's the thing: if a player senses you're not prioritizing a push for him, then they will opt to join other clubs that are interested, in my opinion. That's just what I believe.
That would still charge us 130 million.
Yeah. Roger is absolutely right about Wolverhampton Wanderers there 3 times to visit a friend. And Tiger, I have somebody in the house who specifically says he wants to challenge your argument. That's why he's on the panel. 100%. And I'm glad you're not the type that takes things. Yeah, you're not the type that take things personally. So after that, we'll try and look at the insights and then go ahead to the lineup prediction exercise. And my boys don't go to school today they will not go to school for around 2 more weeks. If anything, they will break down the door when they're hungry. But I want to say, Max, nice to see you again. I appreciate you and nice to have you on the panel. And here's to you finding the time to join us today.
Good evening.
Big
up, Max. Let's hear you.
It's been a long time.
But I hope you've been well. Yeah, go ahead, Max.
I've been doing okay. Busy, but well. But yeah, I've been listening today, and I said I wasn't going to come on. I was just going to listen. But then I heard Tiger talking, and I thought I just need to challenge him on a couple of.
You wanted to enter the jungle, then? Nice. Yeah, welcome to the jungle.
Yeah, nice to speak to you. A lot of the things that you were saying were making sense, but then when you started talking about the next generation of Chelsea fans and not wanting to support the club,
Tiger, you're in trouble.
That's when I came on, because a lot of times we're accused of being plastic supporters and glory hunters, and you've just given ammunition to the rest of the the footballing community from outside who call us glory hunters. And football is not only about supporting your club when they're doing well. Obviously you said you started supporting us when we had the Drogbas and Terrys, so you obviously came in when we were successful. But the journey of a football supporter is going to be up and down. It's not always going to be up, okay? And you've got to realise that as well, because if it can happen to Manchester United, if it can happen to Liverpool, which it has done. I've been around supporting Chelsea from the 70s, okay? When I was around, Liverpool were the dominant force. And then after that, Manchester United became the dominant force. Look at where Liverpool now have only won, one title in the last 30 years. Manchester United haven't won a title since Alex Ferguson left. And so if it can happen to those guys, it can happen to us as well. Do I accept mediocrity? No. Do I expect better for my team? Of course I do. But we have to be realistic. Look at Arsenal now as well. Arsenal just coming back to challenging after being years out. The beauty of the Premier League and why everyone wants to watch the Premier League is because of the competitive nature which is in the Premier League.
Parity.
Exactly. If we could, anybody, especially who's got no affiliation with clubs in England, they can go and support Bayern Munich if they wanted just to see a club winning season in, season out, or Real Madrid or someone like that. Because at the end of the day, those are the only teams where you guarantee success, and that's why a lot of fans prefer the Premier League to the Bundesliga or La Liga, because we get Man City on top now, but they're going to have their time where they drop off, and somebody else is going to take their place. It's about eras. It's how we build for the era. So, okay, it's not working out now, but what the new owners are not defending the new owners. What they've seen is that what was happening, even when Abramovich was there, we became a cup team, and we've got to remember that we were no longer competing for the league. We hadn't won the league since Man City's dominance. We've had a couple of cup wins. Okay, we won the biggest trophy of them all, the Champions League. But even if you look at the Champions League, that wasn't won by design. And the reason I say not by design is that what happened, we had changed our manager halfway through the season, and we happened to win. And that's what happened when we won it in 2013 as well. We changed our manager, we got that bounce. So it wasn't good planning that won us those trophies. So football has changed. And it's not like when Abramovich first came and he could give West Ham 4.5 million for Glenn Johnson, and they'll take it. You see now what happened with Brighton. Now we got their left back Gyokeres. We paid £63 million for him. Teams now in the lower regions don't need to splash the cash on. They don't need the money anymore. They're getting a lot of money by just being in the Premier League, so they can charge teams a premium. So it's not like the case where we can just go out and buy the best players like we used to on the Roman. So we've got to do things a little bit smarter. So what these guys have done, okay, it may take a bit of time, but they thought, okay, we buy young now, buy young potential, then we don't need to be splashing out big money for players. We just can do like what Real Madrid do, just go out and get one or two star players every season to complement the team. I do agree with some of the points you made about the lack of experience. I've been saying that for ages. We've bought too many young players, and we don't have experience in vital areas, especially up front. We've got no experience up front. That's why we are not finishing chances off, because of that lack of experience. But we've got to realise the situation we're in at the moment, and it's a case of staying there, sticking with us. And a lot of fans support a club not because they're successful, it's because of legacy and what happened with. I started supporting Chelsea because my brother was a Chelsea supporter, my older brother. We weren't successful when I started supporting Chelsea. I had to wait 20 odd years before I saw our first trophy. But for me, yeah,
you sound you're a teenager just like myself, and cough cough. But honestly, I totally agree with everything you said. But I think the gentleman's correct, though, in what he's saying. I think based on international aspirations for supporters, but you know and I know. I don't know where you live.
Maybe you can say gaining new. How about gaining new supporters?
Yeah, internationally, but whether it's on multiple continents like America, South America, Asia, etc. You know, if we're hypothetically relegated and so forth, you're still going to get new fans locally in the London and English areas or British areas. Does that make
Like,
sense?
for instance, my kids will still be Chelsea fans, except if they get a chance to go live with their uncle.
Right, but hypothetically, let's say we go down to the second division, you know, for 10, 20 years, hypothetically. You know what? Guess what? You're still going to get supporters in Britain going to be Chelsea fans. It's that simple. You look at Brentford. My grandfather was a Brentford fan for 80 odd years, and basically he languished in the 4th division. But what this gentleman was saying, I think, is more pertinent to outside of the United Kingdom. But inside, I think what you're saying is 100% correct. I think that's the differentiator.
That's why I said I agree with some of the things that he was actually saying. But even like, for instance, it could be a multiple of reasons. Success is one of the criteria, yeah. But also, I know that we got a lot of Nigerian supporters when we signed Mykhailo or Babayaro. So sometimes they associate, you know, if you sign someone from their country, then you can get a lot of support there. And if you look at Tottenham, they got a lot of support from Korea when Son became their player. And that's why sometimes you get players from a different country, because they will associate with them as well. So there's a multiple of reasons. Success is one of the barometers, definitely.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah. So personally, I mean, what you said is right. What I was trying to say, and I think I have not, or I have said it in some other way, or I'm not able to say it. I was just saying, as a fan who is, well, not a teenager, right? So as a fan who is not a teenager,
Since Roger is a teenager, right?
Yeah, I got that teenager pun to hide how old you are. Nice attempt. But as a fan who is not a teenager, I personally think that any club has legacies, right? And that legacy is not gonna wither away in a short amount of time when not playing good, like Rogers was saying, or like the gentleman who came just now said. Sorry, I don't know your name; it's not visible. So yeah, Max. Yeah. So like Max was saying, yeah, surely it won't wither away, especially for the home crowd or the crowd who lives nearby the Stamford Bridge. For them, disassociating with Chelsea, or for their kids even disassociating with Chelsea, would never ever come in their dreams. I understand, but from where I look at football, I just watch Chelsea games, and that has been like that, right? I watch here and there football, but I don't get time to watch every other game on the planet. I watch a lot of games which has quality, but then I can only watch Chelsea games. So I see a world through the glasses of a Chelsea fan. From that angle, I was telling, not right now, but if we continue to be a mid-table club, right, closing in on relegation seasons after seasons, if these owners don't realize that we are Chelsea Football Club and we deserve to be at least contending for titles or finishing in the top half of the table with all the big six. We were called big six for a reason, right? So
yeah. Well, big four, top four originally.
Yeah, big four, big six. So we have to be the big four, big six throughout. No matter. So what I'm telling you, Man City is performing not so good this season. Would you guys agree? Right? Recently they won the treble, but this season they have.
It's early for them. This is where they.
They will pick a run and they will get to the top two. I don't think so. They're winning this movie. Yeah. So, but I don't think so. They are performing that good the way they did last season, and there are a lot of factors to it. But Haaland is not in great form. KDB and Rodri were injured and all that. Their midfield engine is not there. Yeah, I agree. And Pep is also feeling the pressure in some games. But okay. But look where they are at the table, not performing good. They are second or third or fourth.
Can I stop you there a minute? Can I stop you?
They're not falling in the middle.
Can I stop you there? You've made a good point.
Yeah, please.
And the point that you've made is, but you made a good point about Manchester City, but you're not applying what you said to Chelsea. You just mentioned they're missing 3 players, key players. They're missing De Bruyne, Haaland for a little bit, he's not in good form. But what you haven't said, we're missing an entire team. You know, we're not going to go. We'll be a very unlucky team if we went through another third season with all the injuries that we've got. If you look
Yeah,
at,
I
for
agree.
instance, as soon as Man City have had a couple of injuries, they've gone down. Tottenham were top of the league. They've had 2 or 3 injuries and suspensions. And, okay, they've picked up a bit now, but they lost 4 in a row. And Newcastle, look at what Newcastle are doing now with a few injuries. We've had to put up with this the whole entire season.
We've been depleted.
Exactly. So
But
that's what
but
I keep saying. Judge
but
us when
but
we
what
get
what I'm trying to say,
Let,
Max.
let
Yeah,
him drop Tiger. So that we
yeah.
can move on
Please,
from that
please,
topic.
please,
yeah,
please, please. Yeah,
judge them
please.
when we get. We haven't even played our 2 full backs playing together before. So to think okay, we're not playing well at the moment, but there are reasons for that as well. So I don't think we're going to go down to mid-table. I've seen some signs. Okay, we're young sides. We're going to have a bit of inconsistency, but if we get a bit more fortunate with our injuries, I can see us having a better season probably next season. I don't think we'll get into the Champions League this season. I think it's too late, but I still think we can finish 8th.
We are winning
7th,
Conference League, brother. That's a goal.
yeah.
Next season,
But the
Conference
season,
League. That's the
no,
only title we don't have.
the season after, I think that we can try and push on
We
to get
have
back
to,
into
right?
that
Because
Champions League.
Chelsea has just one more season to clinch Champions League. If you're not getting Champions League the next season, all the shenanigans of FFP, all the shenanigans of FA, everyone would gonna be on our necks for financial violations and whatnot. Because UCL and all this give you a lot of financial incentive, and when your club is away from UCL for a lot of seasons, it's not gonna be good. And for our club, for our fan base who is well possibly aiming in Victor Osimhen or maybe 1-2 more signings in January. And I just read, coach, if you can bring it up on screen. I mean, I just read on Fabrizio tweeted, I guess, the owners and the management are trying to bring 5 new players in Jan. So if we are gonna do that and we are not getting UCL in the next season, we are gonna get doomed like financially because of the regulations and the
Yeah,
FFP
that makes sense.
shenanigans.
But let's let Max drop. We have to still do the lineup prediction exercise so we can move on. Go ahead, Max. I'll let you drop. Yeah. And what we
That's
do
right.
here, Tiger, whenever we get Max on the panel, we'll try to milk him all we can because it doesn't
Okay,
happen 2 times in a year, actually.
okay, he's the goat.
No, he's the true Chelsea encyclopedia. I'm being honest.
Bigger brother. Much
But
respect.
go ahead, Max.
Kind words. No, I think I said what I had to say. Actually, I don't think I've ever got anything more to add to what I've just said. So, if you want to start the team lineup, then you can go ahead with that.
All right. I appreciate you, Max. Always nice to have you on the panel. I hope you're still here. But if you leave, that's understandable. Even 3 minutes from you is huge. Let's give those in the microphone. Then we'll come back to the panel again. How can we improve in the final third? Mix and it's either the player starts scoring or maybe we'll sign another player. But I don't know. But I don't want us to get back to the habit of signing players because we'll have a problem and not try to solve the problem by improving players. If we continue doing that, we'll get back to having the so-called deadwood, like people calling for us to sign a right back because Reece James is injured. You
Can I
cannot
answer that one as well?
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot say that we didn't get a truckload of fans after we won the UEFA Champions League the last time round. So Tiger does have a point. He has a point, but there's something Max is trying to explain. I think. Yeah, we all make sense, and that's why I love Chelsea perspective. We're here to put heads together and come to sensible conclusion. Max agreed; he made some point, but Max also tried to correct us in some aspect, and I'm sure Tiger himself learned something from what Max was saying. Kachila, and whatever you say there, your soundboard for over tapping, just go with Chimera. And Nature Boy is in the house. Nice to see you, Mitchie. Dodger Donkey, whatever you call him, chairman of the Goalkeepers Union, is in the house. The manager's a lawyer, but currently not employed by Mauricio Pochettino. Probably don't need him at the moment. But nice to see you, Mitchie. You know what to do. Please, people, go check out Mitchie Boy's YouTube channel.
Hola,
Let's
Mitchie.
help him get to 2,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Do the same for Max. And the Bluetooth again, my bro, if you don't mind, please get me the link to Max's YouTube channel so people can go check it out. Let's help him grow. He should have at least 50,000 subscribers, but he's a very busy man, and I think right now YouTube is secondary for him in most cases, but I know he will get there because his boys are learning too, but probably still busy with school. Too much lack of experience. We will get that fixed. And big up Scotch. I forgot to call Mitchie Boy that. Scotch Podge. But once more, Jerry Z, it's in the house. Jerry, do share the link to your YouTube channel so people can go check it out. The real diehard fans' voices aren't loud enough. We have a lot of social media fans that are just angry for clicks. Yep, you can argue that, or just only speak when the emotions are running high and say whatever comes to their mind. And they're only a true fan when we're winning, but when we're losing, they're done. The bridge is a library at times, and it's full of tourists. I struggle to get that. Yep, that's why whenever I do a poll for match,
that's what the owners want, right?
Yeah,
they are converting it to a tourist spot now.
Yeah,
they want money.
That's why whenever I'll come back to you in a bit, Tiger. Whenever
Sure,
I do a poll on Twitter on X, formerly known as Twitter, I still add one of them, a match going fast. Go ahead. What were you saying quickly? I want us to move on to the match review proper. You were saying something, Tiger.
No, sir. I was just commenting that about the tourists and about how the bridge. The owners really want to modify, the whole experience, so that it pays off. So they're a lot. The ambition of the owners may not be winning a lot of trophies like Abramovich was, right? But maybe converting us to kind of a franchise who is earning a lot of money. So we may be not winning trophies down the lane, but Chelsea would be one of the franchises who would have a lot of money through revenues, to shirt sponsors, to stadium going fans. So that's good. I mean, for people living in England, I mean that's the best thing. You as a fan.
Something?
Go
please,
ahead,
please.
quickly. Let's see if we can move on.
Yeah. Well, in the 70s and 80s, seriously, Max will know this. I used to be at the shed end when I was a wee lad. Seriously, it was standing room, etc. And I went to the States and lived there for a long time, nearly 3 decades. Coming back, I'm horrified to see that the shed end is now, for away fans, and it seems like the away fans are allotted a large proportion of the actual, shall we say, Stamford Bridge. We all seemingly have a large away fan base. If you look at, like, right behind the goal, you go to, for instance, Liverpool's place. Look at their place. Their fans are given at a very high place in the stadium.
And Newcastle. Newcastle as well.
Roger and Miss. I had one question to ask, because you guys are stadium going fans, right? I have that dream that one day I can be on Stamford Bridge. I mean, but I just want to ask, in reference of that match against Dortmund, how come Dortmund fans were actually making more sound than Chelsea fans? How come on the screen when I saw it, it was like it's Dortmund's home? How that happened? If you were in that, around the stadium, around the bridge at that game.
Two things.
Just to quickly add, I mean, the entire season, it's the away fans have been more loud.
I felt that actually.
Away fans are very vocal. Away fans are vocal, but you've got to also remember where they put the mics. Sometimes at Stamford Bridge,
but why it's not like Anfield? Liverpool fans can scare your shit out.
Let's talk one by one. Let's hear Max.
Liverpool, coach, Liverpool.
One by one. Let's hear Max. Max, go ahead.
We're still talking. Near the away fans as well, so it sounds like they're actually.
That's a valid point.
Louder. So that's another thing you've got to be mindful of. But anytime you have away fans, because they're usually all coupled, mixed together, and the away fans, as Roger will tell you, the people who go home and away, they are the passionate fans. They are the true fans, and you're not really the tourist type. So If you put the away fans at Chelsea, you see them. You heard them at Newcastle the other day. Look how big Newcastle is. If you watch that Newcastle thing, you heard Chelsea loud and proud in that match. Yeah, so that's what you always get.
That
and
was
as Roger said as well, is the bridge, the south stand, which used to be the shed. That's where the proper hardcore Chelsea fans were. Now the only where is Matthew Harding upper and some parts of the lower where you have the hardcore Chelsea.
Yeah.
At the sides where you got the west, where you got the west and the east stands, those are full of neutrals or tourist types who don't cheer. And I've had the pleasure of sitting all around the ground. I've even had the pleasure of being in the corporate area as well for work. And the corporate area, especially the
whatever.
West yeah. The West End of the corporate is they're neutrals. They don't even support the club. They just come for the drinks and the food and everything else. And half of them don't even support Chelsea. They're just there.
But my point is, Max, can you imagine the cop end? You go away and you return to this country and the cop end is for away fans. You would be gobsmacked.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't do
see
that.
what you're saying something before we, sorry, Max, go ahead.
No, I was agreeing with Roger. I said you don't do where your hardcore fan base is, and to put the away fans there is just ridiculous. It's just like the Stretford end at Man U or the cop end, as Roger said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's sacrilegious.
Yeah, go ahead, Jerry. Were you saying something? Sorry.
No, it was an interesting discussion. So, I mean, it's difficult. We can only speculate, right? So, if we see the last 2 decades under Roman, so it was different, of course. So we can clearly see it's not that we were like this all the time. We were very loud. Of course, there were times that the crowd was not loud. But it's since I'm like covering the Chelsea community and watching all the games, so of course I can see that. So what I can like make a link is because of the performances and the results. So they probably are not so optimistic coming into the game. I mean, that's all I can say for now. But still, what I think is that the fans should support the players. And as a whole, we can see as the entire community is not optimistic, and even the analysts, so-called analysts or the good analysts, all of them are not ranking the team that they will finish 8th, which baffles me when people say we'll finish 8th, because according to me, we are already 7th. Being at 10th, we are already 7th. I have explained that. People can agree or disagree. We'll come and discuss that in May and see who's correct or not. So the thing is that people have so much less expectation. I don't understand. And of course, the model is not perfect, but people are really looking down. And I'm not like disrespecting anyone's philosophy or their perspective, but the thing is, people are really ignoring the injuries we have, coupled with the new squad. 8 to 12 injuries throughout August.
Each week, you're right.
Each week. They are also looking down at Pochettino as ex-Spurs manager. Just to make it short, as there are so many panelists and we have to conclude the show, when Poch was signed, people were not happy. Of course, I can understand. I was also not happy because he was a Tottenham manager. But the main concern was that he cannot win the Premier League, or the idea was that he's not good enough to win the Premier League or the Champions League, and we don't have to go there. But he can always like be 4th, 3rd. He was like runner-up with Tottenham in the Premier League and the Champions League. The thing is that now fans will be so happy if we say we'll finish 4th this season or 5th this season, right? So Pochettino has done that with a small club like Tottenham. So you see the point. The thing is that the whole identity is not inclined from Thomas Tuchel sacking to Potter appointed last September. It's last September 2022 to December as of today, 15 months with no results at all. So I can understand what people's perspective as well. But the thing is, I really believe that this project is like they have really worked on that. It's a very professionally laid plan. And it makes sense. So people are not getting it. It will require not so much time as people are thinking. People are thinking, I disagree that maybe 2 years I will be surprised if next season we won't be in the Champions League for sure.
I hope we win the Conference League next season, brother.
Sure, bro. We will talk in May, with all due respect. So I think at the least we'll finish 6th. At the very least, anything above could be a bonus. As I've already explained, if some panelists and people are here, why I'm saying that, because let's say if Manchester United and West Ham draw tomorrow, we beat Wolves, We'll be 10th,
So,
right?
so
But
if you're not finishing
just one
sixth,
second. Man United will be only 4
please.
points ahead of us. So in the next 20 games, do you guys really think that Brighton and West Ham, and including Man United, will get more points than us? Based on what?
Man
And
United
the
can get
injuries
points,
and the
bro.
schedules we have missed. Just 1 second, sir. You can ask the question or give your point. I appreciate that. The thing is, we
So,
are thinking that we will be like this throughout May. On what basis? On what basis?
yes, I had just two questions.
Tiger, just
Yeah,
please
please, coach.
a few seconds so that we can get into start the lineup building exercise.
No. Just
Yeah.
let's go to the lineup. The discussions will continue till the end of time.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, smash the like button, people. You're getting spoiled today with excellent panelists here. Jerry Z, Max, the Chelsea Encyclopedia himself, chairman of the Goalkeepers Union, Tiger, and at least me. I know you can agree. I spoil you too. If you say no, I'm going to block you. Let's have you.
There are no players without the coach, eh?
What did you say?
There can be no team and no players without the coach. So the coach is always the boss.
They don't know.
Come on.
And the beautiful game don't know either.
Hey,
we call you coach for a reason, eh?
Player power, coach.
Player power, exactly. That's what's going on here. I've never seen the top manager asking it to be coddled, to be coddled because of results and going his way. Okay. Let's see. Don't forget to sub to our sister channel, Soccer Perspective. We're getting closer to 1,000 subscribers there. I think 967 or so. I can't quite remember. But let's help. The more subscribers we get, the more encouraged we'll be. We're still recruiting panelists. Kane is saying play Broya up top, Starling, Palmer, and Nkunku behind him. We may well see that happen. And this is Max's YouTube channel, link shared by the beautiful game. Please go check out Max's YouTube channel. Let's help him get to 20,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Excellent content creator, very knowledgeable, always objective. Don't just throw information out of the wazoo at you. Let's help him grow. From Chimera, KN, all of you, Eugene, Tiger, YouTube, Rich Money.
Subscribe.
Let's go subscribe. That's the word. Thank you so much for saying that. Who let this bro cook? Yep, he cooks so well. Thanks for your answer from Roger. FFP is fine for now. Guys, don't worry. I'm not worried. And I think I've always said these owners, they have people behind the scenes crunching the numbers and letting them know when to go, how much you say, what to do and what not to do, so they don't get into trouble. I'm sick. I'm obsessed with football. I need help. I need medicine. Get well, brother. Take a break whenever you need it. I know you too well to know. Yeah, truly, you're obsessed with football. We have Paulinha would help us up. Yep, but we need to get to the lineup building exercise as soon as possible. We're getting closer to 3 hours. Casado is our mistake. Slow for better partner for Enzo for box to box. Okay. And Emia Kisia, I hope I pronounced that correctly. That's how you usually pronounce Q. I say Kisia. Okay. After the few matches we saw, will Chelsea fully recover? I think so. It would take time. But if we make some decisive signings since January, chances are we'll start cooking as soon as February. If for me, Chelsea is in the top 10, it's good at the end of the season, given where we are and the squad we have right now. I think I agree. Pies was a couple in training yesterday. This boy and Angelo are the future. I like him, and I'm glad we signed him over what's his name, over the one that Real Madrid signed, but we were going to sign both, actually. Big up to you too, Phil. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Is Mudryk officially a flop? No, he's not even close to a flop.
You have to, a game, bro. What are you talking about?
Before you say you conclude that the player is a flop, you can say measure how many games they've played to how well they've done, and then you get a good ratio that tells you whether they're a flop or not. Bad Blue Boys and whatever you say there, the new games I went to was great atmosphere, so I don't know. So you were lucky to have gone to a game where Chelsea fans did well. I sat at the end of the row in an aisle seat when a Real Madrid slapped us in the UEFA Champions League game, and I swear the Madrid fans embarrassed the whole stadium with their chants and singing. We literally had nothing. You can argue. I don't mean to disrespect anybody. You can say sometimes it just comes across as if we have a legacy fan base. for lack of a better language, but I'm quite sure you understand what I mean by that. The new camp is a benchmark. Maybe when we build our stadium, the new stadium, accommodate more people, that would change. I live in Switzerland and I become a Chelsea fan because of the 11-12 Champions
That's what
League
I'm
was the
talking
first
about.
I saw. Congratulations to you, brother. Thank you for telling us where you're from. We'd like to hear that. Stamford Bridge is a small, whatever you call it there, with mainly spectators. Wow. The latter, I felt in love. Then later, I fell in love with the players we had and the passion they showed during the past decade. Yep, a lot of us. But let's say I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, people, except if I see you and I know I haven't read any of your comments, we need to still improve a lot. We don't look the best, but we are thankfully winning. We just have to win. I agree with you. We're always looking like slugs running running the what? Running no fight. To be honest, Benitez had the same reception, but his credentials and the fact he won one of his trophies give him credit. You could argue that. Poch cannot even do the basics right now and play players in their proper positions. Here's the thing: to his defense, we've had issues, which has led to the fact that he had to improvise. Consider that, and that's me being honest with you. And I have my bro. Are we back to discussing the emotions here? Nope, no, just go away, go back to work. And I have my bro Glenn 10 in the house. I appreciate you finding the time, John Grant. Glenn, I hope you're recovering well from your situation. But nice to see you. Let's see, and we have GFC Gavin, my Jamaican bro, sharing the link to his YouTube channel. Please go check him out and be sure to subscribe. Let's help him grow. Yep, GFC Gavin. Yep.
Yeah, big up to my Jamaican.
Yep.
Jamaican.
Yep, and GFC Max is also he's also Jamaican. And you might want to connect with them. And whenever he has time, if you have a live show, believe me, he earns nothing from it other than his love for the club. He will come on and talk Chelsea. So reach out to Max. I will share the link, his Twitter link with you. Let's see. Poch is not the problem. It's the owners. Wow. Okay, we're going to move on now. I want us to start the lineup condition exercise as soon as possible. Go ahead, Max. You were saying something.
Can I just make 2 quick points?
First go ahead.
It's in relation to what some of the comments which were made. Someone said about the new camp. Can I say, I've been to the new camp when Chelsea were there, and we lost 2-1, I think, under Mourinho, where Drogba got sent off. When we were 1-0 up, the new camp was quiet. Okay, They only came alive after the equaliser. You know, Anfield, where everyone's going on about, sometimes they're quiet. The reason we were quiet after we were getting beat 3-0 against Real Madrid, obviously we were 3-0 down, and the crowd was down. So it hand in hand, the crowd have got to help the players, but the players also got to help the crowd. When we played Barcelona in the return, because I was at the home game and the away game for that Barcelona match, and if you remember, we beat them 3-2, that brilliant game, no, 4-2 I think it was, where we went 3-0 up in the space of 15 minutes. Robin, I think, scored, and Joe Cole, etc. But in that game, that 15 minutes, the first half hour, that was one of the best atmospheres I've ever witnessed in a game of football. And that atmosphere was 100 times better than what I witnessed when I was over at the new camp for Barcelona. Mm-hmm. So, as I said, it goes hand in hand. It's not always Chelsea are quiet, other teams are really loud. It works because of what you do on the pitch as well, and how the crowd react to how you're playing on the pitch.
All right, thank you. Let's get to line up building exercise so I can start Mike Jackson agenda. Poch cannot lose to Wolves. You can say you cannot script this game. I'm quite sure you know that. And the momentum should be with us after winning that big game. Maybe. Yes, that's true against Madrid. I was at the bridge and we were all devastated. Yep. And Glenn Tyne saying 8 to 9 million release clause. They must be Gyokeres. Roger, did you see what he did there? He used his name to spell joking.
Yeah.
Gyokeres. Yep. I miss you, brother. And I know you've been busy. Yo, coach, got me my own Don DeMarco beats. Okay. Miss you so much, brother. Nice to see you once more. Welcome back, Glenn 10. Been a while, been a minute. Yeah, Ngolo Dante indeed. Code Palmer.
Soundboard.
Sorry?
You didn't do the soundboard for Glenn.
I did already. I did.
Oh, okay. I missed it maybe. Okay. Second time.
One more for him. One more for him. He deserves my respect. One of those, you can say, the biggest supporter of the community, and wholeheartedly so, not just for the sake of it. Big up, GFC. You've heard a Jamaican brother on the panel there. He asked about you. I will send you the link to his Twitter account. People saying hello to each other there. Coach, you are totally outnumbered now. I got two more of my brothers in the house. So big up my Jamas. Is that how you pronounce that? Wow, it's been a minute, God of Frogs. Nice to see you. You deserve this too. I appreciate all your support. Yeah, blame YouTube for not giving me notifications. That YouTube notifications can be very quirky. Roger, do you want the Chelsea job if Poch is sacked? Roger, just a yes or no. We don't want you to explain. We're just
negative.
Okay, you heard that. There's a third option, negative. I'm not sure how you interpret that. So the Insights says they're ranked 14th in goals scored per game, 1.2. I think we're ranked 9th in goals scored per game. We're averaging 1.6 goals per game. They have conceded the most penalties this season. Okay, but I don't want Raheem Sterling diving. He's gonna get carded. Ranked 11th in goals conceded per match. Wow, 1.5 goals per match. Okay,
not good enough.
Yeah, but if we're going by the stats, we'll most likely outscore them. Unbeaten in 6 home games. So yeah, it's going to be difficult, just as Roger explained. Ranked 8th in shots on target per match, 4.9 per match. I think the worst result we'll get here may be a draw, but if we're going by the numbers here, we're most likely to outscore them, and they've conceded quite a lot, have conceded the most, lots of penalties, not goals in total. So I think it probably most likely a draw, but let's see. We'll move on from that. Roger, let's start immediately, and don't worry, as always, I always take my time overnight to think about who's going to got the sticks for us. And don't worry, I think it's going to be Petrovic, because I took my time, looked at the numbers and everything. So you know why it's going to be Petrovic, right? So, Roger, let's hear your back four. Let's hear you.
Yeah, so I'm not sure about where Malo Gusto plays. Assuming he's fit enough to start, okay? Just on that assumption. Does he play right wing or right back, I should say?
Right wing.
Or does he,
let's take it one by one. I'll come to you.
Right
Go ahead,
back,
Roger.
or does he play left back? This is the question. Disasi was actually quite good defensively, and he provided a few wonderful passes through the lines, especially in the first half against Newcastle. Actually, to be honest with you, I thought Colwell played very well. He in the first half
defensively.
Yeah, very well. He made some nice passes also. I've watched the game several times, but I do believe. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if he plays left back, because I would prefer Disasi on right back. To be honest with you, I think he's better at that position than Colwell is. With all due respect, at the left back, he's certainly more solid, and he's more experienced. He's 25. He's the second oldest defender, I believe. So, you know, the ripe old age of 25, right?
So you're saying we're going to play with 4 centre backs?
No, Malo Gusto.
Where do you think he goes to play? Right back?
I think probably he'll put him right back, but I wouldn't be surprised if he starts him at left back.
Don't you think the manager would this time rest Thiago Silva?
Yeah, you would think so. But don't forget, the last game we played, Thiago Silva, I'm not sure what mileage / kilometers he covered, but we were bossing the ball, especially in the second half. We had 78% possession overall. He didn't really... It wasn't a game for him to be sprinting and running that much. So I believe because it's the last game before a long break, I believe that he's going to be ready to go, even for his 39-year-old legs. Plus, that was 4 or 5 days ago. So I think under those circumstances, that there's a possibility that he will start. Does he start? Yeah, I think he does, to be honest with you.
So you think the two centre backs will be who and who? Badiashile, I think, starts. You think?
Yeah, I believe Badiashile will start. I wouldn't mind a 3-2-4-1 with Sterling as the left wing back, but that's never going to happen. But so I think
it doesn't look like he intends doing that.
No, but I wouldn't mind it though. But yeah, Badiashile, I believe, and then you've got Silva, and then I mean it's possible Disasi could play instead of Silva, and you have Gusto and then Colwell on the left.
Okay, let's go. Let's see if people think otherwise. Then we'll if we differ, then we'll go.
If I had to bet on it, I'm edging towards 55% that I would say it's going to be Silva, just barely. It could go either way. Let's be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think he's. I think it doesn't look like he trusts the younger ones there.
Well, they're the young. Listen, if you take Silva away, you've got a 25-year-old that's 3 years older than any other centre back. That's shocking.
Then your right back, did you say Gusto?
Yeah, assuming he's fit. I have no idea about his.
Okay.
Will he be able to start? I would assume it would be Gusto on the right, and then I assume it would be Colwell.
I think Colwell will start in the left back position. Sorry for the tapping. And here's why I think.
No, you're not. That was both disingenuous. Sorry.
Yeah, so for your left back, I think it will be Colwell, and chances are we'll still see a back four of all centre backs. That's because he has worked, and I think he's prioritizing defensive solidity, in my opinion. He made those changes because we needed a goal. That was why Gusto came on and Colwell went off. That's what I think. So, but let's go with Colwell
here. It's a knockout game, Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if we see all four centre backs play, because we have no idea if Gusto's ready to start 90 minutes or even 65, 70. And I can see Gusto taking Colwell's position also. I can see Silva playing, I can see him not. But realistically, I think this is the probable lineup. I would assume so. This is purely based on assumption, because we're not privy to who has a knock or what the medical staff are saying, that, theoretically that Silva should be rested based on the amount of minutes played, based on his age, etc. So those all come into play. But obviously not knowing any of those meetings, being privy to those meetings, then I would assume that is the probable most likely lineup.
Yeah. Just quickly before I go to Mask, so we can hear his back four. Please don't put Colwell. This is not our preferred lineup, but we're trying to predict what the manager would do. Roger is very intelligent and he gives very good answers to my questions. Wow, Roger, you have a customer in the chat, and he does that all the time.
Checks in the mail, mate.
Back, the CC right back. We move. But we're trying to predict what the manager would do. Drop Colwell. Let's be honest, he should actually be suspended for this game. Wow, should he? I don't know.
No.
Let's see. Is Silva gonna cover for Gusto when he bombs forward? No, Disasi starts at right back. Surely, I think that's gonna happen. Yep. Players in position for once. Cheers. Yeah. Let's see. Off topic, anyone who plays the FIFA, you people have a mod. It's calling realism a mode. Okay, from FIFA. It will make your game from crap to great. Okay, that's a good information for him. Poch not dropping Colwell. He wants us to get to halftime 0-0. He only subs him if we concede. I think that's a pattern to that, really. Colwell is being forced into Poch's lineup. I don't think Poch rates him. However, I think the ownership are forcing Poch to play him.
No.
I don't think so. I think Poch is playing him because he wants defensive solidity. And his passing range at times when he has space, you will forget he's not a left back. But that's, by the way, Max, let's hear your back four.
Oh, great. I'm glad you said it's what you think Poch is going to pick and not my back four.
Let's hear both.
Yeah, with me, I like left backs at left back and right backs at right back. I don't like centre backs playing.
Oh, you're so old-fashioned.
Wide areas. So
Yeah, Max is so old-fashioned, right?
So I would prefer Maxson at left back, at right back, and probably Badiashile and the Sassy. That would be my thing. But what I think Poch is going to do, I think he's going to play Colwell as a left back. I think he's going to probably play Badiashile and what's the other one I just mentioned? The way he plays right back. Dissect. I think he's going to play them, and then he's going to play Gusto as the right back.
You think Silva rests, right? I think so too.
Yes, yeah. And the reason I think he's going to rest Silva because I understand what Roger said. We played on Wednesday, then we played on Sunday. It's a 4-day break, but we've got Crystal Palace on Tuesday as well. So, or was it Wednesday? Sorry, Wednesday. Yeah, when we played Crystal Palace on Wednesday. So I think the last time we had like 3 games in 8 days or so, he rested Silva. So I think he's going to rest Silva for this game, and he's going to go with that back four.
Okay, let's see. That may well be the case. It says Colwell has started a fight in 3 games. Some people actually like that. And that's his way of learning. He's maturing or maybe trying to be Chelsea through and through. I'm not sure how to see that. I think we will see the Sassi and Silva. I think Silva will be rested because he will get worse for us if he gets injured. And I think the Sassi and Badiashile, they played together at Monaco, and I think they can still do it here. But let's hear you, Tiger. Let's hear you. Your back four.
Yeah, I mean, coach, I personally think Gusto won't start under Poch. I mean, I don't know why he don't, gives him the start. He fully deserves it. He's the next best right back we got after James. But yeah, maybe that, and if that's the reason, I'm okay with it. But see, Disasi is good defensively. He was also making runs, but is he that good to And also, I've noticed this one thing, that whenever Poch plays, the system which Poch plays and the system we know, the 4-2-3-1 we have seen, the original 4-2-3-1 has a lot of fullbacks overlapping from both sides, right? But how Poch plays is one fullback will not actually overlap that much, will sit back and defend, and one fullback would go on front, pull those overlaps, pull those crosses, assist the wingers. So I personally think the Sassi is not that fullback, and Poch wants Levi Colwill to be that, but Levi Colwill is not able to deliver as a left back, in my honest, humble opinion.
But defensively, he's done relatively well, given the fact that he's not traditionally a left back.
Yeah, but he cannot cross as well as Chilwell. He cannot move into channels and move into spaces as well as Chilwell. So I really, when you have someone like Chilwell in your club, you rate all other guys accordingly, right? And a Marc Cucurella also, he was also just a chicken with without a head, running endless. So I personally think, coming back to the lineup, Colwill will start, because I don't know whether owners are pushing or Poch wants him to play as LB and wants him to develop as a left back. I don't really know. Personally, for me, Colwill is a centre back, a very good upcoming centre back who can be very good for us. But whatever,
a good player.
Whatever it is. So Colwill will start at the left back. Disasi will start at right back, and it would be Silva and Badiashile, because do we got any other centre backs? No.
Yeah.
So yeah,
here's where we have a problem in the right back position, because usually when we don't agree, when we don't have a uniform selection on the panel, we use the poll to decide. And according to the poll, how many votes in total? Not a bad time.
I mean, this is not my opinion, coach. This is what I think Poch will do.
I understand. I think, but here's what I think he would do. I think he would rest Silva, because it's the risk to play him within just a matter of how many days in between? How many days from our last game, actually?
4 or 5 days, somewhere around
4 or 5 days. Oh, I think Silva starts. Yeah. If it is 4 or 5 days, I would go with a Silva. I would go with Silva here, and then right back. Yeah, I'll go right back. This I think that's what he's gonna do.
4 days. 4 days it was.
4 days in between the two games.
Yeah.
So maybe he arrests him. But let's go with what the chat. Here's what I was explaining.
I honestly think it depends on their weekly meeting with the medical staff. They have data on each and every player, especially ones that are, shall we say, banged up, and like for players that fall under this category where he's a senior player. I mean, really, he's quite a mature player. Let's be honest. I say that respectfully, obviously.
So
but,
you don't think he rests him, Roger?
No. I think it all depends on whether the medical staff will look at. Don't forget, they will determine how far he actually ran during the game, and it's not just the data about how he moved. They give data about sprints at full pace, etc., and they break it down. It's very much a numbers game, and you can play 3 days apart. But if you've done very little stress on your body, on your legs, guess what? He can play. Conversely, if you've got a 5-day recovery and he's sprinted and covered an awful lot of ground, then the medical staff will recommend that he not play. So I think it all depends on that data, which we're not privy to.
And the manner at which he operates, I think he conserves energy. Doesn't use up too much energy, for lack of a better language, if you understand what I mean there. Badi was sick during the week, even before that game, but I think he'd be ready to play. Coach, I would rather see the panels line up. Is that possible?
By the way, it's going to be a 5-day gap.
The show is called Match Predictions. Go ahead, Roger.
Yeah, 5 days.
Yeah, it's going to be a 5-day gap between the 19th
then I think
and
he
the
plays.
24th.
I think he plays because the manager doesn't trust his defensive line.
Yeah, but that doesn't automatically guarantee. As I said, it all depends on the data that the medical staff are privy to. I mean, as I said, it could be 6 or 7 days and he still may be, shall we say, rested. But I get the logic involved here. But a lot of the decision-making processes that any manager and coaching staff makes is based on internal data that we're not privy to, if that makes sense.
Yep. And the only time we'll probably see Gusto, Tiger is correct, will be if we're losing and he wants more offensively. We all know Poch is going to select his team the way he selects his lottery numbers. But CB, we shouldn't be arguing that. Play me a Cornwell essentially, then we'll start comparing. But if I have to pick, I'm not going to even tell you who I want to pick because I don't want to support your argument. He cannot play left back, then just hold bench. Yeah, we can. We shouldn't be judging him because we know he's not left back traditionally. I'd rather have Baba Rahman at left back. Baba was actually good.
Wow.
Kachila, sound the alarm, please. I reached home. Okay, you reached home. There you go. Okay. Yeah, let's see what else we have. You keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. I'd rather Matson go to left back, but we haven't seen him there. So it'd be, I don't know whether to say it'd be a risk or so. Cowell isn't good at left back. It's as simple as that, but he does well defensively, but offensively doesn't contribute much. The Sassi for a center back has done a good job, but the manager he's just being cautious. He's just being cautious.
You know what though? Cowell, when he's above the halfway line, he doesn't pass back as much as Chilwell does. He actually looks forward or at least laterally. You know, that's my one criticism of Chilwell is the fact that he's invariably passes back way too much. Don't get me wrong. He's a very good crosser of the ball and technically sound and also a very good scorer. He's clinical when he's put in a position. But,
was that a tap in or do I get it? Because I always say Chilwell hardly progresses the ball. Once you have a single individual on him, he's not that much of a dribbler.
No, exactly.
Yeah, he opts for better, safer option, backwards or sideways, and he's not good at finding passing lanes. But that's where Gyokeres is better than him.
Yeah,
Gyokeres
I agree.
is very good at finding passing lanes where you don't know one exists, and you think that's it. He's gonna go back. He still keeps on the carpet and finds a teammate in a progressive position. But go ahead, Roger. Sorry.
No. You make some valid points. You know, I don't have an agenda for any player, maybe one N'Golo. Other than that,
you do have an agenda, your cousin.
Sterling.
no, but guess what though? He's played amazingly well on occasions this season. He's been our best.
He has been very good at this season.
Yeah, but it's on an inconsistent basis. So, but getting back to, but then again, I still would pick Chilwell over Cucurella based on the fact leadership is also a very important aspect of a player. But also, I think he's more technical, and he's definitely, I think, just as good a crosser, if not better. And also, he's far more clinical than Cucurella, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
yeah, go ahead.
But also, I know Cucurella isn't the tallest, but he does do very well aerially when you consider his vertical height or lack thereof. So I believe they both have attributes, but I think Chilwell is God, I get those two mixed up so often. Chilwell is a very good back. I know you prefer, if you had to choose, if you were a manager, I know you would choose Cucurella over Chilwell.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Chilwell, but I wouldn't.
Why, yeah.
I think I would probably lean more towards, because he's more disciplined. Cucurella goes walkies often, and he lacks certain discipline. He makes more mental errors, and you seldom ever see that from Chilwell. That's my whole criteria in that.
Yep. CVs don't need breaks or rest. It's either you're dropped or injured. But in the case of Silva, the concern is his age. Ben could the sack Chilwell. Yeah. Can we sell Chilwell in the summer when his contract is up? I don't think we'll sell him. I don't think his contract is up in the summer.
I miss Lewis Hall, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so, because he signed a new one not long ago. I miss Lewis Hall. He's a player I like, even though I know he's traditionally a midfielder, but in the left back position, he wasn't bad. Left wing position actually mainly. He extended. Yep. I think we've forgotten that. Lewis Hall at left back is so clear of Colwell and Cucurella too, even though I like Cucurella. He's an excellent player. Gallagher is a better captain than Chilwell, which makes it even more criminal to think of selling Gallagher. I'm not sure how to interpret that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. The squad is lacking leadership qualities. Quick, let's sell out or only fit captain. We've discussed that topic, and we're moving on from it. Let's hear you, Tiger. Okay, Tiger, I think you've talked about your back four, right?
Yeah.
Jerry, see, this is the person I haven't. Jerry, let's hear you. Your back four. Do you agree?
Sir. From left to right, Colville, Badiashile, Disasi, and Gusto.
So you don't think Silva start, but okay, the same majority carries the vote. That's because how many people on the panel? It's just you that thinks Disasi, that thinks Gusto should start. But
you know what, Coach?
No, I did also.
Oh, you did also? Okay.
I said Gusto as well.
So, Coach, you need another cup of coffee.
So which means we have to change it. Go ahead. And you said Gusto also, Tiger?
No, I personally think Badiashile. I don't know, as Roger was saying, that we don't know the nitty-gritties with the medical department,
Don't get technical on us.
yeah. Well, we have you guys for that, right? The teenagers, so I'm not getting it. I'm not a teenager. Only technicals can be teenager. Like people who have watched football can be technical, right? We have not watched that football. Let's get realistic. We just learn every day. So, anyways, I'm just saying that, like Roger was saying, I have read tweets where it was Poch also commented that Badiashile and Enzo was not feeling good. We now know about Enzo's injury, but we don't know what happened to Badiashile. So if he's not well, and the well that I'm talking about is some niggle or some injury or some potential injury, then he should be rested, in my humble opinion, because we don't have enough centre backups, in my personal opinion.
I thought Badiashile's case was even before our last game. It's not like it happened.
That's why I'm saying it's a recurring thing now. Unwell. So that's why I'm saying maybe he doesn't start. And Gusto starts.
We're only looking at one aspect, that if Thiago Silva will play this game or not, because 4-5 days before we had a Carabao Cup game. But we are forgetting that from this Sunday to next Saturday, in the space of 6 days, we'll be playing 3 games. Sunday,
Yeah, that's a big point.
uh,
Yeah.
and then Wednesday we'll play a Palace, and Saturday away at Luton. So I see definitely there will be chopping and changes, because I don't see a same back four playing in all the
All
games
right.
in the next 3
Yeah,
games. So yeah,
All right, given that argument, those in the chat, the poll has chosen Gusto. That's how many votes? 16 votes. That's a good sample size given how many people have watching. So, which means here, I don't think it drops to Sassi. I think we'll probably see the Sassi and Thiago Silva. I don't know.
Yeah.
So maybe we have to use the poll again for the two center backs. But we move on from that. Let's see if Badishile is not well. Then from left to right, it's Gusto, Kowal, Silva, this is C. That's just you suggesting, because I've heard your argument. You want Gusto to play in the left back position. But since I'm still with you, Jerry Z, the 2-6s, for sure we know Casey the stats, but who pairs him since Enzo isn't well? Let's see.
Conor Gallagher.
I think it's going to be Gallagher too.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Gallagher will play in a deeper position here, so that will be Gallagher.
Coach, do you want to put that on the screen, please?
Oh yeah, thank you. You made me forget, Roger. You made me
Let
forget
us
to
let us see the
that.
word of Gallagher. Let us see the Gallagher on the screen as long as he's here. Maybe he'll be gone soon. So let us see him on the screen.
Yeah. Let's hear you, Roger. Do you agree? Gallagher and Casado.
Can I ask a question? Has the club officially acknowledged that Enzo has a groin issue?
No, not actually.
But he's not. I don't think he plays. Let's look at.
But Poch said, right? Yeah.
Let's look at the status here.
In the post-game interviews and press conference, he basically, when asked directly, does Enzo have an injury, and categorically and unequivocally stated, no, he's not feeling well.
Yeah,
as in a bug, a stomach bug.
People heard on X, they're reporting that they heard from an Argentinian outlet saying that he has a groin issue.
Yeah, but it's not official. This is what I'm trying to say. It's not official.
But here's the thing. This is saying his injury status reads as unknown, the return date. I'm not too sure he starts tomorrow.
No, I agree.
Coach, can I read out the tweet? Like, I just got the tweet. Pochettino.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just reading out the tweet. Mauricio Pochettino was asked about Enzo. He said, "What I will make clear, all the players who have a big period out, they are desperate to be involved. They cannot make a mistake. They can be involved, but in which way? We are competing. It's serious, the competition." His English, goddamn. I'm disappointed to have an important player not helping the team. It's not because we don't believe in them. It's about today, who is ready to compete and what we expect. Maybe I'm talking too much. I don't know who is talking about. It's Enzo, it's some other player. Right now, I'm not even sure. So Roger is right. There is no official clarification.
Play or not.
And if you watch the press conference, he's asked directly, is Enzo injured? Because of the fact he was being consoled after the final whistle, after the penalty, and he was being consoled and he was teary-eyed, and he said no, he's not feeling well, because I don't think he mentioned stomach, but he said not feeling well. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. This isn't a verbatim quote, but so that alludes to the fact that he's denying that there is any physical issue other than a stomach bug or the flu, whatever it may be. So,
Coach, I've sent you something on Twitter. If you can just show it, if it's an injury update.
Now that doesn't mean he doesn't have a groin injury, but I'm just saying he categorically denied it. So I don't know. Listen, he may be dehydrated also, so maybe he doesn't start. Who knows?
No, I personally believe it's an injury. So let's see.
Now, I don't believe. I actually have no opinion on it based on the fact that I've heard nothing official. I don't go by outlets.
Yeah, that's true, actually. That's true. But the way he was, carried out after the game, and the way Poch was hugging him, and it didn't look nice, Rogers, did it?
So, no. If a picture paints 1,000 words, then you're right about that. That was very. That wasn't. It didn't look like
but you're right. We should have official clarifications.
Yeah, you're right.
The injury reports say. The injury reports say about, I'm sorry to cut you out, sir. The injury reports say Enzo Fernandez is being assessed following Tuesday's Carabao Cup tie against Newcastle. And that's what they tell us. So yeah, lacking transparency right there. You were right, sir.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay,
Listen,
and Constantine, is it a good thing or a bad thing? So we can learn from it quickly. I want to hear you. Steve Sidwell has delivered a pretty firm assessment on Casado. Here's the thing: he wasn't that good as a footballer, so I'm not gonna even listen to him. I hope the board are not listening to the fans with regards to that. Sidwell, of all people, but I'm afraid he's sort of right. I haven't seen what he said, but I think he's wrong to say. You know what? In what context anyway? I'm just gonna move on. If he's saying they haven't lived up to how much he paid, we paid for him. Some will say he's right, but I say he's wrong. It's too early, especially for Moises Casado, in my opinion. Let's see what else he say. Enzo played a lot of games. Some sort of injury was bound to happen at some point. Yep, I agree with you. It
True.
was only a matter of time. I agree with you. So let's hear you. I think let's Tiger. We can say yeah. Let's just go with Gallagher pairing Casado. Gallagher playing the hybrid of 8 and 6, which you could say even more suitable for him than being the 6 and 6 there, in my opinion. Now 100 million. You don't need a time. You deliver now. Okay, if that's how you see it. But I get your argument. So Tiger, you agree? Gali would be Gallagher, Casado, 2 6s there. What do you think?
Yeah, coach. I have to agree. We don't have options, do we? Because Lavia is fit. Lavia is with the squad, but I
Okay.
don't think so. He's starting, right? On the panel, someone believes he's starting. I don't think so. I mean, looking how
Well, we'll find out.
Poch has been. Yeah, we're going to find out. But looking how Poch has, made that transition from injury rehabilitation to the pitch, like he did for Nkunku, like he did for other players, I don't think so. He's starting in the first team, so he would be benched and he would be taken as a substitute, maybe. But so yeah, Gallagher and Kaiser, that's the only thing we have.
Yeah.
Maybe a Ugochukwu if he goes, out of his, tactical stubbornness and puts a Ugochukwu and then says Gallagher and Caicedo to move up. Gallagher maybe in a higher 10, Caicedo as a 8-6. I don't know, but that's not gonna happen. So it would be Gallagher and Caicedo for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and Constantine, that I'm quite sure you're talking about the length. Okay, I think we'll take care of that. We started 1 hour late. Plus, yeah. Apologies for that. We'll take care of that. We're getting to 4 hours now, but we're almost done. Yeah. Let's hear you, Max. If you're there, the 2 6s, you think that's
Yeah,
that's
I
going to be
agree
the
with
case?
what everyone else says. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lavia, I agree with. I agree with
Okay.
what
Then here we can
Lavia.
say Nkunku isn't starting. I don't think he starts. Yeah, I think
oh,
the manager has said clearly that he's not going to start. So, which means Palmer in the 10 role, I think. The same thing we did the last time. Sterling here, I believe.
mhm.
And then Mudryk on the left. That's what I think will
And
happen.
I think those two will interchange, Palmer and Sterling,
Yeah,
probably.
it's a fluid approach. What do you think, Roger? Do you agree with that one?
I would have to say unequivocally so.
Yeah. Just 1 second here. The thing that Enzo needs a rest is completely wrong. Doesn't make sense. I think he's injured, really. Good night, Dante. Take care, brother. Much love to you, coach. I see that you still have a 3 Eiffel Towers at the back. Are we playing Bayern Munich? No, we're not. Let's see what else we have here. God forbid Gallagher gets injured. Poch would have to do some Poch would have to do some real coaching instead of using him to fix multiple positions. Let's see what else we have here. Poch needs to play 4-3-3 at the back. I'm not sure what structure he's going to deploy. It's right to not start Nkunku. Give him some time. Maybe just keep being gradual if we're sure we can do without him. But let's say you yeah, the 3. Do you agree, Roger?
Yes, sir. Those 3, I think are yeah, definite picks. I can't see him choosing any other 3. I really can't. Unless he puts Mutson instead of Mudryk, which he did in pre-season, but I don't see that happening. That would be my
that won't
only.
happen. No.
Yeah, that would be my only. Well, because of rest, but Mudryk hasn't exactly been playing 90 minutes every week in, week out. So, assuming Mudryk is healthy, I believe he starts.
Okay, and I think we're gonna Max. You agree with that?
Yeah, 100% agree with that.
And Max, how about number 9?
It's going to be Nicholas Jackson at 9.
Yeah, I think he will be Nicholas Jackson. I know Roger wants Broya to get a run of games. I think that will happen, but it will be gradual.
Broya looked very rusty the other day, so I don't think it's...
Yeah, so Roger, do you agree the number 9?
I can't see Broya starting. But as I said, the only reason why I want that to take place is because we know what we have with Jackson. Let's be honest and let's be quite fair to the man. It's unfair for us to judge him based on him playing only half a season in his entire career before as a number 9, when he's clearly not a number 9. So any criticism that he receives, I think, is somewhat unfair and disingenuous at points when you consider that he's really playing way out of position, and a difficult position to play, by the way. It's not like, it's a very hard transition, completely different from playing as a left forward or a right forward. But I think because we know what Jackson gives us, and because Broya is vastly superior in the air, and the fact that we haven't seen enough of Broya play on a continuous basis for him to, I guess the expression would be, play yourself into form, based on that, and based on the fact he's so young and his ceiling is quite high, I would like to see him play far more minutes, especially as a starter. That's my logic. That doesn't mean it's right. I'm just saying logically that's what I like to see. But having said that, you can also argue we're still in the hunt to finish top 7. And if that's the case, why look at this season as an experiment? So I get the logic for both sides. But you see my point of view, though, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it makes sense. But I want to say thank you. I think we've come to the natural end of the show. We've been streaming for nearly for 3 hours and 39 minutes right now. My boys, they're getting hungry because one of them has actually opened the door. Go ahead, Roger.
That's like pre-season for Mitchy boy.
Yeah, halftime maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. It's just excuses. Let's see. Move Sterling to the number 10 role. It's fluid anyway, so you see him central. And you know that. And Palmer in the right wing position. And Palmer right wing, Sterling playing that 10 role against Sheffield changed the game. So yeah, it's fluid. Jackson doesn't deserve to start. You're starting your agenda. Nkunku is right there. Give the fans in Rosie a break, coach. I think he said that he's not going to start. If we're going by that, if Poch is saying that Enzo is not injured and he indeed sub him inside 30 minutes, if he was not injured last game also, it makes clear where Enzo starts in Poch's plan for the moment.
No, because if he's not injured, that means he probably has a stomach bug. And and I know that's not a good recipe to be playing at a professional level.
Yeah. I think he was probably injured, but he hasn't. Like the status say, when we looked at it, they're still assessing him. So Jackson, his offer with his head, Broya can score, goes with his head too. I agree. With that, we've come to the natural end of the show. I want to say thank you to Roger. Thank you to Max. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Thank you to Tiger for becoming part of the family. I cannot thank you enough. And
it's an honor. It's an honor.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving me the debut. I hope the chat liked it. I hope the panel members liked it. Thank you, Coach. Thank you so much.
Yeah, believe me, it's an excellent debut for you. And one thing I like the most about you is you come across as you don't take things personal, and that makes you an excellent.
There's nothing principal. We all bleed blue, Coach. We all are Chelsea fans. We can differ in opinions, but at the end, we want our team to win. So that's
more importantly. So thank you to all of you on the panel. Strasbourg really needs a striker. Jackson should find his calling with them since he's here. You're not going to heaven, and I'm letting you know again. Nice evening to Blues Kings. Congratulations. And Makaro, nice to see you. 95. Thank you for joining us. Feel at home. And the Chelsea Blue Breach. I also have it. I've added his information already in the description section. Go check it out. Subscribe to Max. Follow him on Twitter. Excellent ball knowledge. It's Italian league in the winter break. Who letting Lukaku at the canteen. People are having so much issues already. I don't know. Our sister channel, Soccer Perspective, go check it out. There we cover every club, and I'm one Tiger on the panel there. So I want to say thank you to all of you.
Sure.
Thank you to Rich Money Makers, and thank you to the Blue Tiffle Game. Thank you, JC.
Big up,
Thank
Chad.
you,
Big ups.
Chimera. Thank you, all of you. If I miss your name, thank you, the God of Frogs, too. Thank you, Glenn 10, who was here. Thank you, Constantine Dante. If I miss your name, apologies. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and bye.
Cheers.
Up the Chelsea. Big up.
Cheers, everyone.
All right, cheers, bye.